Hate you? Why?
I met him 15 years ago. I was told there's nothing left. No reason.
It's only a movie. I spit on your grave.
Kill them all. There's things out there.
Special work to do here, you and me.
Much too public display of power, Paris.
Whatever I have resurrected through this book is sure to come calling for me.
Welcome to Three Corners of Horror live here on Horror Fiend TV. I still try to get that time down, man. I can't
He
help
got
it.
cut off.
I never know what the time is gonna be right to jump.
Nah,
in
you know
there
what's
because
funny, Joe? When we did the comment spot, I got cut off too. I try to be slick. That shit ain't work.
It don't work. You have to like literally wait for the thing to. It does as much as we've been trying to time that. You know, you come in and greet after the whole thing. It's just this. Anyways, but that's the fun part of live. So yeah, it's Thursday night. Greetings and salutations. We are down one of the corners tonight. He'll be back next week with a special episode announcement that we'll say in the end. But we're back for another decade of horror, and so thankful that Robbie Horror is back for this. He's been with us with the series. Bro, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I spent about a week and a half in Southern California, including Hollywood and South Pasadena. So I got to visit the Michael Myers house, and I got to walk around the neighborhood that Lori and Tommy and the girls all walked through. It was crazy because when you're driving up there, you look around, you see palm trees, you see all these other houses. You're like, there's no way this can turn into Haddonfield. But then you turn a corner, and all of a sudden, you're right there. It was amazing and surreal.
And Ricky, how
Yeah,
you doing?
I love how they turned California into Haddonfield. You know, to hide the palm trees and cover the entire street with like leaves and shit like that. Oh man,
That's all it takes.
A
Yeah.
lot of people
Yeah.
don't think about that though. You know, as much as Halloween is cherished, no one gives it credit for like the way they turn, you know, pretty much the West Coast beach side into, you know, what Haddonfield was Illinois? Is that what it's supposed to be, right?
It's supposed to be Illinois.
It's supposed to be Illinois, yeah.
It's crazy.
That
Good
whole
job.
section, that there's a whole block of houses and everything. But when you just look around, it could be anywhere. It could be Connecticut.
Yeah.
It could be the Midwest. It could be anywhere. What it doesn't look like is Southern California.
That's what you call some immaculate set design, right, Joe?
Yes.
Oh yeah. And I mean, one of the stories I love telling about that is the fact that all those leaves that are around were all cut, and every single day they had to keep gathering them up to then put
yeah.
them down again. I mean, nobody knew how much work went into making that look like the fall, you know. And as you said, you were literally there. So
Just-
so
also
much
one. Am I late? Nope. Just on time, bro.
Just on time. What up? Ah, Robbie, happy
Aw.
birthday.
Oh yeah, happy birthday. Robbie's birthday was yesterday, so
The big 4-0.
Oh, welcome to my
Crazy.
world.
Yes.
My devilishly handsome. She's talking about Joe and JR, man, not me. Let's talk the 90s. Yeah. One also. Hello. Hi. No. How at the moon, harbor heads. Yeah, that's right. Joe could do a mean. Oh, how? Go ahead, Joe. Do it.
not right now because I was literally gonna.
My bad. I got you. Joe and Ricky look like they're comfy in the studio chairs with figs behind them, and Robbie looks like he's in M. Night Shyamalan.
I
Locked
always
in the
get like
movie
either
room.
a motel room or a hotel room or it's just a guest room. It's
Blinking Morse code.
very, very simple.
Morse code if you need help, man. Nah, one also always gotta. He's gotta like what do you call that, Joe? Roast everyone when they're on.
Oh
it,
yeah,
so-
no. He keeps you. He definitely keeps you on your. He started recognizing horror. I have one of those movies on my list. We didn't have it. I actually noticed. I don't think anybody's got the other one. Hold on. No, it's missing from all our lists, which is The Silence of the Lambs.
That's
Silence of the
because
Lambs.
yeah,
I know, but
we
like, just
discussed that not too
I'm
long
only
ago, right?
bringing it up because that won picture. It won Best Actress, Best
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Actor. It's like the only horror movie to have basically gotten like the. Did it wait? Did it get Best Picture?
It did, yeah.
Did yeah. So
Picture,
and
director, actor,
director,
actress, and screenplay.
screenplay. So it's swept. It's the
An actor like John Voight, it just tells you that all right, this movie don't take it serious, have fun with it, because an actor like this is having fun with it. Then you throw in like Ice Cube in there with he's always fun to watch. He's got some funny ass one-liners here, typical Ice Cube. But then you got like Eric Stoltz in this movie as well. Owen
Owen
Wilson,
or one of his early ones.
early film, but yeah, Owen Wilson. And then who's the girl? I forgot her name. The one that plays
Yeah, I
his
can't
girlfriend
remember
here.
it.
Gosh, she's in other stuff too in this. Um, but it's a great cast. I really enjoy the ensemble on this one. And the snake, while CGI, is still it's still was fascinating to look at because this snake was pretty much acting like a slasher villain. That's the kind of character they made the snake into. I just love the little things in here, like the way John Voight took out Eric Stoltz's character. That shit. Oh my god, I don't even want to think about what he did in that scene when he had to fucking pretty much poke a hole in his throat so he can breathe. And that took him out half the movie though. That's the funny part. Eric Stoltz did it, but he's like halfway through. All right, let's make him bedridden for the rest of the film. But I just love the tone in this movie. And this reminds me because this came out the same year as that Titanic. And I love Titanic. That's one of bro, I always told you, Joe. Joe knows. I seen that movie 7 times in the movie theater. I ain't gonna lie, bro. And this coming from a horror fiend right here, bro. It's James Cameron. So, anyway. So this came out the same year. And then one of the same actors, I forgot his name too. He was in Titanic. He shows up in here too. But yeah, man, this was fun. Joe, what do you got to say about this? Any memories of the film? Anything stands out?
Well, first of all, I remember when I would take the train. Of course, I can't remember the name of the train station in Bridgeport, but the Bridgeport train station, and they had the
Downtown?
posters
That one?
downtown.
Yeah.
They would have the movie poster.
Films that interjected comedy into it. It's just so much of that. But I call it the snake the villain here. Now that I think about it, John Voight's the actual. Yeah, Joe. Oh, let me hit up these comments real quick here. Joe got the hiccups already. No, not yet. Joe's muted. Good evening, everyone. What up,
I was
Adam?
coughing.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. Yo, what up, P Rockzilla? What up, son? What's good, bro?
Oh, you want me to read that? I'm all reading it in my head.
Shrinks
Joe shrinks heads with the question: is a hot dog a sandwich? Is a psychological thriller capable of being of horror? Yeah.
Mhm.
I
It
mean,
can be.
that is literally what elevated horror became. Psychological horror was turned into elevated horror. Oh, wait a minute. Damn it. I think.
Oh.
Wait, I might. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I think we lost Tricky for a second.
Oh, no.
All right, that's why I wasn't sure because I saw a message he was there. All right, so while he comes back, let's go to. I can control this part right here. I think I want to say I can do this. Oh, damn it! All right, hold on.
No. What
All
are
right,
you doing?
let's go to yours.
All right, so my first choice is New Nightmare from 1994. This is ostensibly Wes Craven's New Nightmare. It's the 7th film in the Nightmare series, and it's the first one since the original to be written and directed by Wes Craven in the Freddy Krueger series. I love this one because, number one, it predated Scream by a couple of years, and it covers some of the same kind of thematic territory. It's a metatextual horror film that's reflecting on the genre a little bit and this particular franchise in general. I think my understanding is that he wrote it in response to the kind of commodification and the humorous comedic indulgence that filmmakers had subjected Freddy to since the original, and he just got much more funny. He got more overexposed. He became Pez dispensers and dolls and stuff like that. Yeah, he became really campy, and it's kind of a return to form. And I love this one because, number one, it's really clever in its construction. You're not dealing with Nancy and the Thompson family anymore. You're dealing with Heather Langenkamp. You're dealing with Robert Englund, who played Freddy. You're dealing with John Saxon. You're dealing with the crew behind the original. and how this demon that the Nightmare series was kind of keeping at bay is slowly starting to seep into the real world. And I think that's such an incredible idea, and it takes it very seriously. I love it because of the restraint that it shows. It's the first one since the original where I think even since the second one, where Freddy isn't shown very much, especially early on, and it takes a while for him to actually really make a proper appearance. You see fingernail, you see the glove, you see like, these
Claude.
iconic things, but it's not until well into the film that he actually, they make you wait for it. And until then, I think Heather gives, I think her best performance out of the three films that she was in, because she really draws a distinction between her and Nancy. Like Nancy was one of the ultimate final girls. She had gumption, she had strength, she had sass. She was always down for a fight, and she was scared, but she was still resourceful enough to hook the entire house, booby traps and everything. Heather, on the other hand, is just some mother who's trying to keep her son safe. She's trying to keep her family together, and there's something otherworldly that keeps trying to seep into her reality, which we know to be the demon masquerading as Freddy Krueger, basically. And I love it because there are scenes in it that are very tense and scary that don't involve Freddy at all. For instance, there's a scene where Dylan, her son, is put in the hospital for kind of night terrors, and she is being interrogated by the head nurse about Dylan's night terrors and about her skills as a parent and her mental health and her family's mental history. And it's a really intense, really well acted scene that is kind of, it's very unnerving and really suspenseful, and there's no horror in it. It's just a really well constructed moment. Yes, there it is. But yeah, it's not until the finale where the film really goes from being metatextual into just pure dark fantasy, which we know the Nightmare series always to be. But I think it's really interesting that in the conversation about Scream, which we'll spoiler alert talk about in a little bit, New Nightmare is kind of the precursor to that, and I think is worthy of a shout. It's my favorite of the series, other than the first one.
We got behind on the comments because it got with the whole that confusion. I don't want everybody to feel they're ignored. Listen, I'm really quick.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead. I don't know why
I'm gonna,
I lost
all right,
track.
you're good. All right,
I'm sorry. It might happen again. My computer's on the fritz.
That's all right.
Unfortunately, man.
all right. We got one also Zilla BMX. That's they're having their own conversation there.
Yeah. Vet them first.
Lexi's list. Lexi, I have your list. I was gonna get to it. Don't you worry, Speedy Gonzalez. Yo, one also fighting figures next weekend. All right, yep, they're definitely gonna.
Yeah, vet them.
Yeah, and I told, oh no, and I did tell her, hold on, I got your list. So I was in there. Monster Squad. Nobody got Monster Squad on there, dude. We just started.
Is that 90s?
That's an 80s film, isn't it?
Yeah, that's another one.
80s.
Is it? Yeah, yeah. One also. Make sure you got the right year there. I'm in Zilla. All right, with it. Yeah. Sorry, I knew you said it. Oh, yeah.
Now you can just go. The rest of these are just you could go.
Are them too? All right.
Yeah. There's nothing.
All right, wait. We got one more. Wait. And Lexi love the New Nightmare. I will say this is one I saw in the theater. Also, I kind of made it a point to see like the Freddy's in the movies, and I also liked this one because it was different. It showed you that basically, Freddy now had become something that they all should be afraid of. He's not really no longer in the movies. He's actually somebody who's coming after all of them. At first you have to tell yourself, but I acted in the movie or I wrote the movie, and now this is for real. So I thought it was a good little twist, on it. And I can't remember the name of the friend, the babysitter, and her scene. Damn it. She gets the blonde one that gets killed.
Oh god, the actress's name is Tracy.
So her, I like it had like the movie
Jill.
Jill.
I think it's Jill.
This movie had it could have been a good way to revitalize and change A Nightmare to now bringing it into the real world. But at this point it stopped, and then we ended up getting that horrible remake.
Yeah, and this one was controversial back in the day. I think a lot of people were disappointed that it wasn't a continuation of the series proper. It was much more, again, it had much more going on thematically, and it was not interested in having Freddy in your face the whole time. It was actually trying to tell a different kind of dark fantasy story while still using Freddy as the conduit to all that. And I forgot to mention that, yes, Wes Craven is, obviously wrote and directed it, but he's also playing himself in it.
Yeah.
He has an extended scene with Heather, and he's a decent actor, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Like,
doesn't
he showed that he was
embarrass
scared.
himself. Yeah.
About you, Rick?
I don't have a lot to add to this one. I'll be honest. This was the precursor to Scream, and I remember seeing this for the first time, and I don't think I was ready for that, so it didn't really connect with me. It just felt weird, like I was younger, and I wasn't a kid or nothing, but I remember watching this, and I was like, because remember, there was like back then, you normally would go to the movies and see it. You didn't really do a lot of research on it. There was no social media. Yeah, there were magazines and stuff like that. But if you didn't get a chance to read about it, which I didn't like to do, even back then before movies came out. But it was just jarring to me. And the fact that, yeah, Wes Craven is in this movie, I'm like, what is going on here? So this is one.
And Robert.
I haven't seen
Robert
it.
as
I
Robert.
yeah. Oh, Robert Englund, obviously. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. As Robert, which is like talking about himself, he's like anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since, like Robbie said earlier, since I initially had saw it for the first time, and I kind of dismissed it. But I always hear whenever this movie comes up how good it is, and I always try to make it to a point to go back and watch it. I don't know why I haven't yet, but this is one that definitely requires a rewatch from me because everyone says it's good, and at the time I just felt disconnected, and it wasn't until Scream came out, which back then I didn't know what meta was at all. So when Scream came out and that really took meta and put it into the forefront and right into your face, I was like, oh, I get it. This is different. This is a nice approach. But they did it with A Nightmare on Elm Street, where Scream was a brand new franchise, so they could have experimented and did something there. So that's why I didn't connect with this movie at first. I remember it was really well made. I just didn't like it because of the fact that it was so like all right, let's just take a shot and do something completely different. And I now that Joe, being older, I always say that, a movie, it was different because they tried something different at least. So I always respect it for that. So I think this is one I got to go back and watch. I'll let you know what I think about it when I go back and see it.
All right. So mine, and actually mine are going through the years, I guess. And
Oh, that's good. That's cool.
Yeah, it's the year that I graduated, class of 1990.
Oh no.
Oh, that
no.
was me. That was me.
I was like, my internet went down. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, hopefully
Yeah.
Robbie's will go next to that.
No, the funny thing is,
It'll be just me, and I'll be like, oh god, what do I do?
as soon as I dropped it, Robbie's like, oh no.
So
Yeah,
yes, mine
Joe, sorry,
is Nightbreed, released in 1990, written and directed by Clive Barker, based on his book Cabal. And in the 90s, I was a big, heavy comic book collector. And this movie came out and it made like the X-Men, or actually, for me,
Holy
this was
shit.
like the Morlocks on the big screen. Because the people who had like these special abilities, it actually, as you can see from the cover, it physically had changed what they look like, making them outcasts. And they all went to Midian, where they all lived together, waiting for Cabal, who turns out to damn it, Schaefer.
Will? Is it Will or
Will, yeah,
something like that?
but but they he's the one that they're waiting on. I fucking love this movie.
It reminds me of Killing Dylan.
JR, there's going to be a lot of shameless plugs. JR did an episode on this movie on his series, The Night Brings Horror.
I was gonna ask you that, Joe. Did we ever cover this movie on this channel?
Yeah.
Did cover
I did. I jumped in with
You were with
JR.
him?
Yeah.
Okay.
We talked about that. That's why I'm like, I don't want to go into a whole lot, because go check that out for a little more in depth. However, when this came out, this was like one of the first superhero movies that you had gotten without it being actual superhero, but they really are, because when they come after them because they were different. And then they all can fight back. And
Yes.
Shuna Sasi, I'm sorry. Whoever thought you could find a porcupine woman sexy?
Hot.
I mean, come on.
Oof.
Oh, and the Mist Lady was hot too. But
Rachel?
then you also then you had Eric Schaefer, so now whatever. Damn it, Cabal, I'm gonna call him. But yes, this was definitely one that I wanted to
Cabal.
start with and kick off with because I fucking love this movie.
Yeah, this movie
Robbie,
was okay. Yeah, go Rob. Yeah.
actually, go ahead. You started. You started.
No, I was gonna say like, I love the movie because it invokes a lot of like dark fantasy horror elements into it, and they throw in a serial killer in it. But Joe, you hit the nail on the head. This screams X-Men, and the Morlocks is a great comparison as well
Yeah.
because the fact that they are hunted and they got extraordinary abilities. Some have weaknesses that others don't, and vice versa. So all that stuff is great. I love the opening; is tremendous.
Oh, I think he froze again. Or is it?
No,
He froze again. Damn
I'm
it. All
gonna
right.
pick
Go
up
ahead.
while that
Yeah.
works itself out. I'm glad you went to Ricky first because I have to be honest, it's one of the only like maybe two movies out of our lists that I have not seen all the way through. I've seen the first 20 minutes and I need to properly sit down and just give it a watch,
So you haven't seen this one? Yeah, definitely check out. I want to say it's on AMC Plus. Hold
which
on.
I do have. I
All
should
right.
check it
Yeah,
out.
check it out.
Is there like a director's cut or an extended cut or something
Yes,
that
there is a director cut. I'm going to hit the comments real quick here
uh,
because JR is the one that mentions it. Actually, let me go back to us being
oh,
normal
thank you, man.
looking. Oh, that's not the one. All right. So we got the villain, sup fella, sup Robbie, happy birthday. Wish happy birthday to you. The director's
Thanks, man.
cut. Yep. As JR said, make sure to check that one out. Um, sorry, just Ricky's also mentioning in between time. The director's cut is definitely a better version to check out. That one you might have to like rent. And
Okay.
yeah, based off the book Cabal. Um, duh. I'm sorry. I should read the question before I answer it, right? Is that how it goes? Is the island of Dr. Moreau a horror? Yes, it is actually a horror. And there are two versions. The horror in the second version is Marlon Brando's performance. So that's all I gotta say about I'm right, Robbie, right? Did you ever see that one?
I did. And I think what's more interesting is the making of stories behind that one. It sounds like
Of
it
that
was an
movie?
absolute nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm like,
it
no one
was
had a good time on
definitely
that one.
it's a romantic comedy.
It's romantic. I suppose so. It's definitely a comedy of sorts. At least that version is.
Hold on. I'll go to your next choice. I don't have the photos, so when he pops up, I'll have him in, but we'll just keep going. What's your next one?
All right. So the next choice is kind of what I alluded to before. It's 1996's Scream. I mean, when we're talking about 90s horror, it's usually one of the first ones that comes to mind. And yeah, there's not a ton that I can add to say about it, but for as brilliantly as Wes Craven directed it, I want to just highlight the brilliance of Kevin Williamson's screenplay because I think a lot of people over the years have forgotten just the reason why it's so good and the reason why it works so well is because of what Kevin did with it.
Yeah.
He took a lot of the pieces of these kind of 70s, 80s slashers and really put them together in a really clever script. He had great characters, great dialogue, really sharp and smart dialogue, but there's also a ton of things happening at once. It's a slasher movie. It's a dark comedy. It's a satire. It's a horror meta commentary. And it's doing all these things without any one tone or objective overtaking the other one. It's never the joke, the humor and the horror and all these different things are never at odds with each other. It
No.
always works in perfect tandem with each other. Sometimes in the same scene, it'll be funny and then it'll be tense and then it'll be scary. Then I'll go back to funny. And it's just really, I think Wes did a great job directing the cast to kind of understand the tone and stay true to it and just not, just stick to what Kevin actually wrote. And there's just every part about every time I watch it, like the editing, the cinematography, Marco Beltrami's score, every choice that was made in it. It's just, I think, as close to a perfect movie as I can think of. And when we're talking about a film that kind of revitalized the slasher genre, it's hard to
Mm-hmm.
think of one that is so smart and has so much going on. And that was, as Ricky mentioned, trying so many different things for its time. And it's easy to see why that film in particular revitalized the slasher subgenre, because basically it had died many deaths over and over throughout the 90s, and even a little bit of the late 80s too. By then, everyone was just kind of tired of it. And it showed, no, these movies can be really smart, but it's taken all this groundwork of several decades of this kind of movie to be able to comment on it and make fun of it, but in a way that's really affectionate
It
and
makes
funny.
it makes fun of it. At the same time, it showed that it started making teenagers not being so stupid.
Yeah.
The way that the teenagers were in the 70s and 80s that we watched, and they were actually smarter. But at the same time, still falling to some of the same, as you're running, you trip over
Yeah.
that invisible branch, a la Dee's death, Dee Drew's death in the beginning. Um, this one, I mean, hello, when I was trying to see what shirt I was going to put on, you see what I went.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not even
Yep.
on my list. I
Yeah.
was like, I had another one, and I'm like, well, Robbie put it on his list, so I can talk about it. And I was trying to remember. I think we might have already done um a anniversary special, or it's coming up. When did it come out?
December of 96.
So we have it coming
30
up as
years
well.
old soon,
You
which
want to
is
join
weird.
us? I'll let you know the
Hell yeah.
date of it.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, we got. I was like sitting there. I'm like, damn it! I know that we have this on a retro review. So yeah, so we'll be doing it in December. So you'll
No, I'd
get it.
love to. I mean, you mentioned the scene with Drew. It's like that. I think it's 11 or 12 minutes. Just that one scene encapsulates what makes Scream so good. It is a little funny, but it's really tense and really scary, really well
Mhm.
acted. It could end right there, and that would be the best slasher of the 90s, or one of them. But luckily, there's another 90 minutes or so to go. Um, but you're right. It's making fun of the tropes and everything, while at the same time embodying them in a way that's not silly. It's very intentional.
I
And
mean,
it the whole,
Tatum's death still kind of. If you keep well,
uh,
after out of all the deaths in the movie, when you rewatch it, you're still kind of like, I kind of
I mean,
feel.
she made a move I would not have made, but at the same time, it's
No.
like, you know. But again, it goes back to your point of just like, you can see all the movies, you can see the characters trying to make smart decisions in this one. But even that, even having all the knowledge of, in Halloween, they do mention other horror movies, but never like the tropes behind them. And they don't use those movies to make decisions. But it just goes to show, you can see all the horror movies known to man, and it still might not help you when there's someone on your ass trying to kill you.
Yep. And it, like you said, it revitalized it. It brought back it did bring back the slashers, and give you had some. I didn't put on here. Obviously, I know what you did last summer came out, which
Hmm.
but I still love that one, but I had to decide on what really I wanted. All right, Ricky. I don't, because listen, we'll keep working around this, bro. We'll be patient. Don't you worry.
If I
But we
crash one more time, I ain't coming
no,
back. I'm gonna
no,
let y'all know.
no.
I
Oh,
can't. I
We'll
can't.
try. We'll try to go just a little faster then,
No,
so
no,
that way we
no.
can
It's
chat.
not gonna
No,
work. Trust me. It's a computer issue. It's not my internet. Trust me.
no, I know it's a computer issue, but all right. So, what's yours?
What happened?
You would give your thoughts on Scream, and then give
Uh,
us your next movie.
oh, what I'll just say what I really loved about this movie is the twist where there's actually two killers instead of one. Honestly, everyone knew that Skeet Ulrich's character was gonna be the killer. It's obvious, but I did not expect Stu to be the other killer. That blew my mind when I first saw this. And that whole normally when movies get to the final like climax of the film, normally that's when they kind of start to either tank or go, oh, okay, it peaked a long time ago. But here, when you get to the last, climax of the film, it introduces this element of all of a sudden there's two killers. Now you know why they're doing it, and then the movie gets even better in certain ways.
brilliant.
Yeah, that to me is very strong, and very few movies can accomplish that. And leave it to Wes Craven for he did New Nightmare. That movie didn't take off, but he knew in his mind that that type of film can work. So instead of it's like almost like Halloween 3, for example. People shun it because Michael Myers ain't in it. If that was a different completely movie away from Halloween, I think it would have been even more cherished and beloved. Now,
Yeah.
Wes Craven knew I got something. I'm gonna do it in a completely new and refreshing way. The Scream was born. And the fact that, and I always hated on this poster that Skeet Ulrich has a fucking mustache here. He didn't have it in the movie.
He didn't look
I don't-
anything like that
I'm
in the
anal,
movie.
man. For
No,
some
no,
reason.
Like
yeah.
take away his mustache, give it to David Arquette.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
where's it? But no, that's such a good point. And when we do the retrospective on Scream specifically, like I can go into every minute of this movie and just explain why it's so good. But that's another thing. The twist is like the movie does not at all want you to think anyone other than Billy is the killer. The minute that he enters, he's got a sign on his forehead, and the film does everything it can to point at him to the point where you think it cannot be him. It's too obvious, and then they go through the whole ruse of him dying and everything, all to lead you right back to him and Stu, and you're like, that is, I think that way they set it
Yeah.
up is genius.
Yeah, Kevin Williams says like his script was awesome. Listen, Wes read that and was just like, hell fucking yeah, and boom, we got 7 movies so far.
Which I can't. That's surreal anyway. Yeah.
All right, Ricky, what's your next choice?
I like the dude with the moon head too.
Yeah, he was a cool one. Oh damn it, what was his name?
I was joking with one. Joe's face when he wrote that. What you wrote, Joe? What you wrote? One of mine is one of the greatest international horror slow burn films, Audition, 1999. That almost made my list. But
Great film.
I thought I figured Joe would have it on his list, so I was like, you know what, I'll save that one. Yes, Scream is awesome by Adam, and fourth corner, I know the feeling, Rick. Yeah,
Your computer. Yeah, she's had her
it's
issues
time. I
when-
had
when
this
she's been-
computer for a long time, man. So it's finally giving me hiccups, unfortunately. All right, so one of mine. Oh, where am I going? Let me see. Oh yeah, this is. All right, I'm just gonna throw this one here because this one here is. I said, this is an obvious one, but I just always gotta cherish this movie only because I want Joe to talk about it because he saw it for the very first time just a few months
just
ago.
leading up, I already know
Joe
which one
Joe
it is.
knows what it is. Joe
I know
knows
what it is.
There you go. Boom. Joe, you saw this for the first time. I want you to talk about this movie, bro. Hook it up, son.
So obviously I love the first 2 Evil Deads, and because I didn't feel this was going to follow the same thing up from the trailers I saw, I stayed away from it. I went years and years without watching it. Then we went to cover it for our show, and I'm messaging Rick going, holy fuck, what the hell? It was so much fun, when you had all the mini ones. The movie's fucking bonkers. I mean, I was high as hell when I was watching it and said, how fucking high am I right now? Because I wasn't sure. And I ended up loving the movie. I've actually seen it a couple of times since because they were doing some, I guess, so one of the anniversaries must have been coming up. And on one of the channels, they had like all of them were all in a row. So I'm sad that I didn't watch it when it first came out, that I was one of those people that I treated this movie the same way people treat Halloween 3. And in retrospect, I'm glad we covered it, and it's fucking brilliant because it's so fucking bonkers.
Come on, this is when we get his classic lines like groovy and give me some sugar, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many classic quotables here. I remember when I saw this in the theater, I didn't know it was related to Evil Dead, right? I went only because in the trailer they played Metallica's "Holier Than Thou." This is '92 when the Black Album first came out, and that was all I was about at that time. So when I heard the trailer, oh my God, they're playing Metallica! I told my dad, you gotta take me to see this movie. You have to take me. He took me, and as soon as the movie opened and they're showing the Necronomicon and they're showing the events from Evil Dead 2, I'm like, holy shit! This is the fucking Evil Dead. It blew me away. I was completely floored. But I love like the just the effects from the Ray Harryhausen effects with the puppetry, all the practical effects on it. Remember, there's not much CGI. Anything in here is miniatures, puppets, and all types of crazy camera tricks that only Sam Raimi can do. I love this movie, obviously. Robbie, what's up, man? Chat us up.
I'm in the same place as Joe, where it took me a long time to see this, just because it seemed kind of an anomaly after the first two. I know that Evil Dead 2 has kind of like a Looney Tunes thing going on that we now know is very much Sam Raimi's style. But it took me a while too, because I was like, I don't know, medieval kind of horror meets the Evil Dead. I don't know. I ended up saying I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's not my favorite of the series just because I like it when the Evil Dead is a little bit
Yeah,
more
it's not my favorite either.
dark
Yeah.
and intense, but I can't lie and say that it's not a fantastic time and that anyone who watches it won't have a blast, because that I think that's very much the case. And you're right, it's this movie where we get the version of Ash that we now know him to be, with all the catchphrases and like the bravado, and no one can do it like Bruce Campbell. And speaking of which, I hope he's doing well.
Yeah,
He had some
absolutely.
he had a
He
diagnosis
he,
recently.
he did actually give a little update not that long ago and said that it's going
It's
as
doing fine. Yeah,
yeah, it's going as can be.
yeah.
I mean that's another one. Someone's telling you I'm fighting it. I'm doing as
Yeah.
best as I can be. I know.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed, man.
I one thing before we move on, I love how Robbie had mentioned this. Think about it. It's Evil Dead 1 and 2. How are you gonna top those films? Well, let's go even more bonkers and let's just make it completely different. And because of that, all three of those movies stand out for various reasons.
Mhm.
Yes,
One is the
yes.
pure horror, that's the gore story right there. Two is probably the most enjoyable film in the entire franchise. It's a mixture of everything. And then this movie is a completely 360. Just look at this poster. They don't make movies today that have posters like this. Movie just screams, "Watch me." It got to do with a ripped up
Yeah.
shirt. He's ripped. He got a chainsaw for a hand. He got a hot chick by his side. He's got the little guys, the little Bruce Campbells, the little mini ashes with
fucking
a
those
fork
little mini
poking
ashes
at
killed
him.
me.
Look at the background, all the deadites. And by the way, Bill Moseley played the skeleton, the main deadite, the evil Ash character, which a lot of people don't really realize that's him under the makeup. But
Yeah.
oh yeah, it's a fun one. It's a fun one. I had to throw it in there because I like hearing Joe talk about it.
I hit up those comments before I gave mine.
Right here. I love Army of Darkness. It's such a guilty pleasure. It's so much fun. Another film of mine was Tremors, 1990. We'll be on an episode Below the Surface. Tremors, Kevin
That's a good one.
Bacon. Great film.
That's on Lexi's list also.
I love
so.
Rita McEntire, right? And then who's the actor? Reba. Sorry. And who's I forgot his name.
Oh man,
he's in all the other Tremors. The only one that
I know.
goes in.
he's the dad on Family Ties.
That's a great. Holy shit! You're right.
Yeah, that's what I remember him from. He's the
Wait,
dad from
all
Family
this time
Ties.
I never knew that.
What?
Oh my! And I watched that show religiously. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm sorry. Now what? Yeah, see, Joe's ever.
The series was great.
Oh, so good, Joe. Come on, man. Your girl Samara Weaving has a part in that. All right. JR, that's on my list too. Let me on that episode, por favor. P Rockzilla says classic. Yes, I agree with you there. Creek at the door opens. I'm back. I got out and effed up. I effed off for about 10 minutes. Oh man, I gotta watch that cat, man. Don't let that cat out.
Sure. That's a smoke break. Y'all take some long smoke breaks.
Is Goofy Gore Horror is a B movie, is a taco and a sandwich. Is Garbage Pail Kids a horror, B movie, or Goofy Gore? I hated that movie. I wouldn't
put it in horror.
Oh.
I don't know what you would put that under, but that was a big collector for the. I had all.
I had them all.
I had them all
too.
And the movies I couldn't.
Somebody posted a picture of them and said this was a movie back in then, and I'm like, ooh, I gotta remember it.
And that's why nobody talks about that movie. Dude.
So mine, I totally forgot to grab it when I had it. But mine is, I still have the book. I have loaned this book. So it's not the original one, let me look, but this is my third copy of this book. I've loaned it out twice to people who never gave it back to me. And the third one that I have, I've kept it. I've not loaned it out again. I have reread this. It's a Stephen King book, and it's Misery. It is the only Stephen King movie to have an Oscar, and that is all due to Kathy Bates' performance in this movie. And when I first started doing this with them, I had the book always in the background, and I had said one of the best things was I read the book first and I saw the movie, and they kept pretty much, pretty damn close. But when you go back to reread this book, and now you got in your brain Kathy Bates and James Caan as your characters as you're reading it, it elevates the book even more. When I've reread it, those are the two people that I see. And when I was watching it, because we were doing this, I'm like, yeah, I know I've seen it a bunch of times, but I'm gonna watch it again, and it's still like one of those like a reread. I can watch this over and over. It's a movie that just deals with two characters, and I mean, come on, the hobbling scene. Everybody knows the hobbling scene. So I'm gonna keep it short because I don't want to like keep us here for too long tonight. But this is like always on top there. This is for me like one of the peak of the '90s, and of course it came out in 1990, but it won its Oscar. So
Yeah, Annie Wilkes, her character, the fact that she was so obsessed with what was the character was Misery, right? The character name Misery.
yeah,
Misery Chastain.
Mystery
Yeah, yeah.
Chastain.
The fact that she was so obsessed with this character, right? That when he creates a new manuscript and he kills that character off, she freaks the fuck out. Think about how people act online
I
today.
was just thinking the same thing.
Oh my
Yes.
god, like it's incredible. We're filled. This world is filled with a lot of Annie Wilkes, bro. They're all over the place. You can't make any decision without getting a parade of fucking people just whining and complaining, no matter what show it is. The Walking Dead, they killed Glenn. I'm done. I'm not watching the show no more. But they killed him in the comic books. That was a great scene. It shows anyone can die, and it pushes all the characters forward, and it introduces you to the big bad who did something completely heinous. That's storytelling. Why you gonna really grow up? So that's incredible. So that's the one thing that really sticks to my mind now thinking about this. But of course, when you think Misery, you do what you called it, Joe? Hobbling? Was that what it's called?
Hobbling. So she
Oh,
tells them because what? All right.
that's
So
this. Yeah, yeah.
I will
Explain.
say, one of the things I took from this was I used to keep a diary. I stopped, but I kept a diary. So in the book, it explains that Annie would take her hair and she would put it in between pages of things. So if somebody opened it up, if the hair wasn't there, that's how she knew that somebody had opened up the books. And she had done it with her husband. When Paul found the scrapbook that he's going through and seeing all the horrible stuff that she did, he hadn't realized that he was all the hairs that she had put in there were coming out. So when she knew that he got out, she told him the story how they would take the miners and they still needed them. They didn't want to kill them. So what they did was they hobbled them, which is basically taking your feet and breaking them from the ankle so you can keep working. And you can't walk. I don't even know how you hobble. You're crawling at that point, but that's what that's called, hobbling.
Paul Sheldon. Yeah, yeah, because she wanted him to stay there and rewrite that fucking shit. Yeah.
What'd you think about it, Robbie?
Oh, I love this one. I mean, and it crosses that threshold from psychological thriller into horror, because of Annie herself, just her, the depth of her
Yeah, she was
insanity and her
tremendous.
her parasocial attachment to Paul, and but especially to the character. And you're so right. It's like the first thing I thought of was how there's people online that we're now seeing. These people have always been around, where they have this parasocial attachment to characters, to franchises, and if something veers in a way that they don't agree with, it's not that they're just like, I'm checked out, I'm out of here. They take it personally, and it becomes like a personal affront to them. And Annie Wilkes just kind of magnifies that and makes it almost comedic, almost satirical, but the brilliance of Kathy Bates'
Scary.
performance,
Yeah.
what makes her so great is that she makes her scary and human, to the point where
Yes.
you get little glimpses of vulnerability, um, just very, very quickly. And she doesn't do it often, but just enough to remind you this is a human being. She's not treated as a joke. She's treated as a fully dimensional human. And I think that's why when the Oscars came around, she was undeniable, and why the horror genre has always had so many Oscar-worthy performances, but especially from leading actresses.
Yeah.
And even in just the last decade or so, we've seen a ton of them. And but going back even further, Kathy Bates is one of them, and James Caan also is no sloucher in what it's a largely reactionary performance, where he can't be the James Caan that we know from The Godfather and all these other great films. He really has to kind of, check his reactions to me and kind of suss her out of it. Like, am I pissing her off? Am I gonna tip the scale? In like what like a lot of his work is here, and it's a great performance, even though it's much more muted than hers. And I think it's a great two-hander. R.I.P. Rob Reiner, by the way.
Yeah.
And I think, for a film that largely only involves two people in basically one room, it's so well paced and it never ever gets boring. And I can watch this one all the time.
Same.
Yeah.
All right. So where to wait? Ricky. Now I know we do you were gone, but we'll go back to you because we started with you.
Yeah, I got you. All right, this is a film that I I I saw this one really late, really late. I this again 90s. I always associate 90s with just like overly abundance of CGI, and I'm always thinking, nah, they're not gonna get too graphic. Not everything is so censored now. But this movie with Joe put me onto it. Joe, this was all you, brother. I put this one on here for you. This movie, and we
Mm.
recently lost Sam Neill, so I wanted to definitely pay
Yeah.
respects to him. So, Event Horizon, we need more horror films that take place in space. This film, in the context, it's about a spaceship that's haunted. A space, think Star Wars. Think of one of their starships haunted. God, Dad, this movie is so much dread. It's the atmosphere on it. It's violent. It got some sadistic moments in here when they're watching the footage of what happened to the other people. They're cannibals. They're cannibalizing. They're self mutilating. I mean, this is the kind of shit that Slayer be fucking making songs about. Like this fucking movie. I remember I told you, Joe. I was like, damn, dude, this movie's fucking excellent. I was glued, and just like you mentioned before, Joe, you smoke a little, son. You watch, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, from the
Oh,
moment this movie started, the atmosphere in this movie was it was so good because space could be cold and isolated, dreary. It's such a perfect backdrop for horror, and this is it's sci-fi horror. And what's really crazy is Paul W. Anderson did Mortal Kombat and this movie relatively right around the same time
A
before he did Resident
big
Evil. You know
difference.
what I mean, Joe?
mm-hmm.
So
Big difference.
big difference. So yeah, I really wanted to put it here. I love what's that line that Sam Neill said? Well, I have it here somewhere. Oh
Where
yeah,
we're going or
where we're
something like that.
going, we don't need eyes.
Yes.
Like his eyes were all
Mhm.
fucking. Oh my
Ugh.
god!
Oh
Stop!
gosh.
Stop!
By the way,
Stop!
Ricky, did you know that there's a prequel comic book series to
Yes,
this?
it's out. It's out. No,
It's
I'm
out?
not
All
on
right.
it. I'm not reading it,
I
unfortunately.
was curious to see if you had gotten
I
it.
almost jumped on it, but it was already a couple issues in, and I can't
Alright.
get everything,
Does
bro.
it go
So
into what we see
What
on the tape?
I don't know because it is a prequel. It
it's
is.
supposed to I think it's supposed to be what you see on the tape.
But
Ugh.
yeah, I haven't read it, unfortunately. Maybe when it comes out and it's like a trade, and if it's good word of mouth, I'll check it. I'll look into it because I am curious. Because right now there's a lot of stuff being covered in comic books as a medium, whether it's like old '80s cartoons or going back. They even do there's a comic book series about Smile, and the Smile franchise has a comic book series. So
And
um,
Buffy.
yeah. Oh, there's also Firefly coming back out, and
Yeah.
Buffy, and Supernatural's got a comic
Yep.
book coming out. So,
Yep.
jeez, I was like, Joe. But yeah, I love this movie, man. It's dark and it's unforgiving. It doesn't hold its punches. It doesn't pull its punches at all, and it really throws itself at you. And I really wish they would make more sci-fi horror films like this in outer space because I think that's such an untapped market for good horror, man. We need more of this shit. Joe's
Well, it's
typing.
funny.
He's
Well, no,
texting
because I was
somebody,
looking.
yeah.
No, I was checking something because Jolie Richardson, who's in here, I want to say it's Miranda Richardson's sister.
Oh yeah.
Robbie, you're like, am I right or wrong?
I think she's Natasha Richardson's sister.
All right, because she is the daughter of Vanessa Redgrave.
Yeah.
So I mean, you had and Kathleen Quinlan. I mean, there's a whole lot of performances
I
on here,
just
like all
let me see.
around.
I just saw a movie with Vanessa
Jason
Redgrave.
Isaacs, who's in a bunch of stuff
Jason
right now.
Isaacs. Yeah, I mean,
Lawrence-
this
oh,
was.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne, obviously.
I would put this like because when we had I think it was when we did the 60s that I had brought up 2001. This Event Horizon is basically since 2001 one of the best in space. Like is involved not like Alien, but involving the ship and like
Yeah, yeah,
atmosphere wise.
yeah, it's
It's
crazy.
it's it's like these two are like synonymous for me with each other. That's not
Mm.
involving aliens. That's just involving
Just
like
horror,
the
pure
yes
horror, and yeah,
and the
it's pretty
space
cool.
part. Robbie,
No,
thoughts?
I really enjoy this one. I remember seeing it in high school, and again, it's another one where I haven't seen it from start to finish in quite a while, and I really should change that. But I remember seeing it in high school, and it scared the hell out of me, especially the scene that the glimpse of what we see on the video, which gave me nightmares. And I like how I believe there's more footage that just got lost over time. They wanted to try and make a director's cut, but they just couldn't find or recover
The
the
footage they
footage.
had.
I think that's a good thing. I think there's just enough in there to really get your mind going without going too far into it. I like seeing just glimpses of it. But anyway, no, I think I think you're right in the Alien comparison because they're both known as haunted house movies in space. But whereas Alien is very slow burn, it's very quiet for large stretches of time. This one's much more bombastic and much more in your face, and it goes harder. And I think about his other two movies Paul W.S. Anderson, that come to mind are Mortal Kombat and Resident Evil. And I think this one goes harder than either of them
Yeah.
in terms of
Oh
just
yeah.
impact and like really going for it. I think he pulled punches in those two movies where he didn't in this one necessarily.
And I want to say JR, I think for Beyond Our World, again,
Yeah.
shameless plug, but JR for Beyond Our World did cover this one. I told
This
you
is
there's gonna be a lot of things on our list that we've covered already, but that's okay. That's why you should
yeah.
go back and check out those episodes.
Adam says Misery was awesome. One also, how else do you enjoy the horror movie hobby? Do you collect VHS, DVD, posters, magazines, figs? All right, for me, I have obviously tons of figures. I do have a large collection of Fangoria magazines, Horror Hound, and Rue Morgue magazines. I got a big collection from throughout the 90s and the 2000s, early 2000s, whenever I stopped getting those. And obviously, I do have a lot of DVDs, few VHS still. I still got Creepshow 2 on VHS, and I'm collecting a lot of 4K now horror. And how about you guys?
Me, I obviously figurines, but I also still, even on Christmas and my birthdays, on my list, put a DVD, a movie, just to keep adding them. I live in
Yeah,
Florida, so when you get a hurricane, you lose your electricity and you lose your internet. You get your electricity back first, so you need to watch something.
you
So
need that physical media,
this
baby.
is
That
how I got
physical
Adam to
media,
watch all
son.
the Saw movies. I think it was one of the
Oh, poor
hurricanes.
Adam. Oh, you
No,
subjected him
because
to
I said to him,
that.
I'm like, listen, I'll tell you this. When it's gonna get gory, cover your eyes, but pay attention to the intersecting story
Yeah.
because that's where all the series has its brilliance. And he actually enjoyed the connection, but yeah, not the horror.
Robbie, how about you? Anything you collect, Robbie, as far as horror?
Yeah, since I was probably in high school or college, I've been collecting signed posters or like character pictures. So I've got
Mm.
signed posters by Mike Flanagan, Wes Craven, John Carpenter. I've got signed shots of like Jamie Lee Curtis, Nev Campbell, Robert Englund, Kane Hodder. I just need to figure out, they're all in my closet, and I need to figure out
Mm.
a cool way to kind of arrange them around
Don't
the
you got some
house.
Funkos also?
Yes, I got some
You
Funko
have some
Pops as well.
signed. He's got some signed Funkos,
Yeah,
right?
one of them by Nev Campbell. I've got her autograph several times. I'm kind of obsessed. She's my scream queen. But I have a a very small collection of Funko Pops that are kind of my cinematic heroes of like film and TV, like just characters that I see a piece of myself in, like Luke Skywalker, Will Byers from Stranger Things, Sidney Prescott, just ones that I look up to for one reason or another.
Cool. All right. Funkos. I'm buried deep into in Funko Pops, bro. Like thousands and thousands of those motherfuckers. Event Horizon is a good one. Crazy. Absolutely. JR says, one of mine is one of my favorite underrated horror films franchise, The Prophecy, 1995, Christopher Walken's most
That's a good one,
memorable
too.
roles as Gabriel.
That's a good one.
I don't remember that movie. I've seen it when I was younger. I haven't seen it since. I couldn't even tell you anything about it. But if JR says it's good, and Joe, I believe it. Event Horizon, definitely watch the episode of Beyond Our World on it. Joe, when we're done here, you should link the stuff that we did cover. Throw it in the comment section, brother.
Oh yeah. All right, I'll do that.
Mrs. Tara Wilson. Hey, y'all.
Mrs.
It's
Wilson.
almost Friday.
It's my
Awesome.
Friday until next Sunday. I'm
Yeah.
on fucking vacation.
Joe's on vacation, so
I'm
Joe,
going to Connecticut to
Joe,
go see.
take a sip for that vacation. So
I'm going on vacation. I get to Connecticut on Sunday. I'm planning on seeing Ricky. We're actually
Wait, you're getting into Connecticut?
Yeah, I'm coming up there.
What? All right, so we'll talk afterwards.
We'll talk after.
Hello, like
Hey, all right. He says hello to Mrs. Wilson. As far as me, I am currently building up horror books from various authors. I like to buy books that movies were made of. Not many Stephen King's. I know JR has the what was the movie with the Halloween movie? They wore the mask and they gotta run and chase after a certain monster, then kill him and eat him.
Something Harvest.
Oh yeah, not Strange Harvest. Yeah, Dark Harvest. I think. I don't know.
Harvest,
JR, chime in. But that I know JR has that book. And he says it's really good. One more comment before we start. This just came in now. Way off topic. Maybe a Fights and Figs question. Do you think Funko Bubble is about to pop like the Beanie Babies did? No, absolutely not.
No.
If the Funko was gonna crumple over and become the next Beanie Babies, it would have been done that. The company has so many lows and they're still around and they're still making bank. They're not gonna go nowhere.
And I mean, listen, they've gotten people like me who. And it's again that like when we started doing this, I saw all of Ricky's Funkos. I'm like, who the fuck's gonna get that many?
Same.
Things? And then all of a sudden, I've got a fucking shelf full of them.
I even got Funko Pops of my favorite beer mascot, man. The Voodoo
now they're
Ranger.
lining my bookshelf, and I'm like, I never 1 year ago didn't think I would have any.
So see, you can line up your guest room with all your stuff, so that way when
I should put them right back here. Yeah.
Listen, this is the guest room. Like you don't understand. When we have guests staying here, they're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah, so sorry. This is also where I film."
You're surrounded by paraphernalia.
I have to. It's down here. My name's covering it, but I had to keep moving the mask because anybody who ever stayed here would get freaked out about this mask that I have. So it's all the way on the bottom, so nobody can see it now. But yeah.
It's funny because Robert, you were here for our Rocky Horror stream. Me and my girlfriend were out, I think at GameStop, and we found Frankenfurter Funko Pop, and we're like, we gotta get that for Joe. Where is it at, Joe? Point at it. Point at it. I see him. There you go. This Frankenfurter.
I made sure to put the little light behind him so he gets his own little show.
Hey, where is that? Point him.
Right yeah, I have that one as well. Yeah, I love that. I love that one.
Yeah, Robbie's got that one.
Yeah.
All right, next.
But I wanted to make sure that I'm like, he's got the light, he's got the smoke coming around.
Oh yeah.
Him. Oh yeah, and then
he needs the whole
the Sandersons are next to him, so I had to make sure to put them together. All right, Robbie, what is yours?
Well, let's see. Up until now, I've been doing 2 slashers. 2 of them are kind of influential and more, they have a lot more going on than this one. But I just have a soft spot for this movie. It's Urban Legend from 1998, directed by Jamie Blanks, who we also lost, I think, earlier this year. I want to say, Australian filmmaker.
That's right. Yeah, you're right.
This one isn't as deep as Scream, and it's not as deep as New Nightmare. It's just a really enjoyable, well done slasher movie that kind of harkens back to the 80s formula of whodunits. Very straightforward, no frills. But this one is clever because it takes a lot of urban folklore, a lot of scary stories that you would tell kind of around a bonfire or something. Stories that we all know or have heard of, at parties about pop rocks, mixing pop rocks and soda will kill you, or the guy in the back seat, the person calling from inside the house, all these different legends that it somehow weaves together into a pretty comprehensive script. It has a cast of, a lot of the hottest teens of the moment at that time,
Rico Ellsworth, Tara Reid,
Joshua Jackson, Lisa Witt.
Alicia Witt. I love her.
Yeah, the Noxzema girls, son, Rebecca Gayheart, right? Yeah.
Rebecca Gayheart.
Yeah, Rebecca. I hesitate to mention Jared Leto, but he is definitely in this movie.
I know.
Yes.
Skeletor. Yeah, he made a comeback with Skeletor.
Oh, and don't forget I'm not going to take it from him, but who was their professor?
Robert Englund as one of several kind of horror cameos. There's Robert Englund. There's Brad Dourif plays the gas station attendant in the opening, and Danielle Harris plays Alicia Witt's goth roommate. So, and I think that I want to say there's one more kind of horror cameo, but this movie was a ton of fun because, like Wishmaster, which I think was the following or the same year maybe, had a ton of horror cameos in it, including Robert Englund. So he was kind of busy that year. But yeah, this one's really it's a fun movie. It's Jimmy Blanks directed it with a lot of color and a lot of vibrance, a lot of really interesting camera work, and it's more of a maximalist slash movie in that the score is really loud and bombastic. The camera work's really intricate and a lot of swirling camera shots, stuff like that. It's not trying to play things subtle. It's having a lot of fun with the filmmaking part of it. And yeah, I really enjoy this one.
All right, so I knew that he was gonna have this on here because even though when I put my list before him, before you guys, I was like, Robbie's gonna have this one.
How did you
Because
know?
I would have had this one on my list. I
Yeah.
mean, it
Joe
is honestly,
loves this movie.
I do. I mean, because again, when I first saw it, I didn't catch who the killer was going to be. I was actually surprised. And then when you get the explanation, it's like, oh my God, it makes all sense.
Yeah.
Like,
One of the rare, yeah.
And yes, the Noxzema girl is gone bonkers here. But she used to be at a soap opera, which is where I had actually known her from. But dude, I love this because I love urban legends. You know, we're all from Connecticut. You grew up listening to urban legends and turning a movie, you know, to all these urban legends and your characters going through it. It was fucking brilliant. And I literally just watched this, not that, like, I would say probably less than a week ago because it happened to be on. I'm like, yes, it's
Where
on.
did you catch? Oh, it was on TV.
So I'm one of those people that, you know, I guess I'm not getting in trouble. I have somebody's DirecTV accounts and they happen to have like all the pay channels. So whenever I say I'm flipping around, it's literally at the convenience. Thanks, Nick. At the convenience of that.
This guy's a pirate over here. Get out of here, man.
I'm sorry. What? Really? We're gonna
I'm
we're all pirates. It's well, no, listen, it's not the world would be a better place if we could share our things. Unfortunately, these fucking streamers want to screw us from, you know, being able to share our stuff with other people.
Yeah, because I tried watching this recently and it's not streaming anywhere. I couldn't find it.
Really?
I haven't seen this movie since it came out, so I wanted to get.
It was on Shudder recently, I thought.
I checked.
But they dropped it.
I forgot what it was, Joe. We were doing something, Joe. I forgot what it was, and you had told me about it. That's why I know you loved it. And I said to you, the only thing I really remember, two things I remember, was the Noxzema girl was the killer, and the scene where Joshua Jackson, what's his name? Joshua Jackson, right? From Dawson's Creek, that kid. With the pop rock scene, when he put the pop rocks in the soda, he faked. Sorry, that's all I remember. So you know what? I gotta go back and watch.
The sequel is kind of like the way it like the Blair Witch Book of Shadows sequel. It didn't follow the same formula.
That movie. I'm sorry.
I do too, though. That's the whole thing, though. The movie is enjoyable, but it doesn't have the same way that this movie. Because the thing is, it leaves you at the end with the fact that she survived, and now she's at another school, and they're talking about urban legends. So she's sitting there. She's like, "No, you told that story wrong."
That's what's so great about this movie is that any sort of, you know, people are like, wait a minute, the Noxzema, Rebecca Gayhart's the killer. She couldn't have done that. She couldn't have done this. And it's like, but when the movie's all said and done, you realize that it's being recounted by someone at I think a coffee shop, and the Rebecca Gayhart as the girl who did commit the murders steps forward and said, no, you didn't tell it right. Here's how it really goes. So that alone is a brilliant way of kind of excusing any plot inconsistency, any plot holes.
Great decision.
It just it wasn't a problem with the script. It was a problem with the person telling the story.
That's like when people get upset with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and they're like, "Oh, Bruce Lee would never get his ass beat by." No, that's Brad Pitt's character telling the story from his point of view. Come on,
from his perspective, that's how it happened.
But I remember this movie because the cast too. The cast was really good. What came out before this? Was it I Know What You Did Last Summer or this movie?
I Know What You Did Last Summer was the year before.
First, right? Because I remember around this time when Scream blew up, there were so many films that came out with the young cast and the whodunit type of villain. So it kind of falls into that category. But I remember, That's vaguely what I remember about it, and
I promise you,
I
you're gonna love it when
no,
you watch it
I didn't
again.
dislike it. I just was like, oh, I don't gotta see it again at the time. But enough time has passed, and I'm older now, and I see movies through a different lens now, as I did during in the '90s. So I like to go back and rewatch stuff. But this one, I try to do that, and it's not streaming. So
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know.
I only found it. It was an app called Vix, VIX, and I was gonna send it to you guys, and then I hit play, and it was all in Spanish. So I was
No.
like,
Ah,
and
no.
but they took the whole movie and they dubbed it all in Spanish. But
All right, hold on. Let's get these
all
real
right,
quick. One of the scariest shows out there, The View. Those chicks are
oh God,
scary. What's
is
The
that I'm on the comic?
View?
Go through those really quick. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Hold on. Most of these are for you, especially Whoopi Goldberg. Dark Harvest. Thank you, Jr. Thank you. Yeah, the movie is. Yeah, have you seen Dark Harvest, Robbie? It's a newer
Dark
film.
Harvest.
Came out a couple years ago.
It
It's
sounds that sounds really familiar.
it's got
Was that
Gr.
Tara Reid in it?
No. This is new. No. Was
Dark
she in it?
Harvest.
No. The cast escapes me, but it's about it's got Skeleton Jack or some shit like that. Gr.
Oh,
What's the
yeah,
villain
yeah, I
name?
did see it. I did see it.
And they gotta go and they gotta hunt them down and eat them and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
that
very
movie
weird.
was not at all what I expected it to be.
Yeah,
It
right.
was, it
Same.
was interesting.
Oh,
It was interesting. I remember thinking it was okay, but the Halloween vibes were on point though.
yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Not considered horror, but Bugs for Starship Troopers, 1997 sci-fi horror comedy. Brain bug eating
Great
them
movie.
brains, no joke. You know what? I would put that in the horror category because it's a bunch of bugs and there's a lot of violence. There's a
They
lot of
slurp up
gore
your
in
brains
it.
like.
Yeah. Oh, fucking.
That's another movie that I enjoyed as a kid. I saw it when I was probably 11.
And
I
yeah,
really enjoyed that one, but watching
uh,
it now and understanding the satire,
the propaganda.
it's a much better the
Yeah,
propaganda. It's a
right.
much better
Yeah.
movie now.
I saw this one in the theaters, and this is one of those, if you did not make it, you actually missed out because this movie on the big screen was fucking awesome. And
Mm.
I watched that movie whenever if I'm scrolling through, and actually they do sometimes play it on AMC.
This is for you, Joe.
Uh, you're not putting me in that room. Oh hell no. Yeah, no, you're sleeping in here. You ain't sleeping in my room, mother. You're sleeping in here. This is all the shit you're gonna look at. Yeah, she's coming
Hello,
for a
my
visit.
boys. Frida Fritz, we're doing great. How are you? I hope you're doing swell. Always a pleasure seeing you come around. I loved Urban Legend. Hey, your mom loved. There you go, Joe.
Yeah.
You probably saw it together, right?
Maybe. No, wait.
What about the movie
Yeah,
where
actually,
these kids die one after another, and
Final
those
Destination?
who survived the first part, second part, they did not survive. I can't remember the name.
Well, it's funny that she mentioned that because with Urban Legend, I felt that could have been a good franchise. There are so many urban legends that exist that you could have built movies around it. Yeah, it could have gotten repetitive the same way that Final Destination does, but so long as you keep them fresh. But yeah, like I said, the sequel it kind of screwed what could have been a franchise. Not to have Reiko be the killer in all of them is just meaning that taking these urban legends that we've all grown up with and all of a sudden making them real.
I'm not gonna lie, I liked Urban Legends 2. I enjoyed it. It wasn't great, and
I enjoyed it.
it got sillier as it went on, but it had moments where I was like, "That's really clever."
This is for you, Joe, the psychologist. Send me that login. The
Yeah.
DirecTV login.
Yeah, no. You already have a login, and I figured out the
Connecticut
shit.
has a lot of urban legends. Frida adds, especially in Bridgeport.
Melonheads.
Haunted houses, cemetery, abandoned factories.
Connecticut is haunted as fuck.
I was
Yep.
born. I was born in front of a haunted graveyard, and not the graveyard. The Remington Arms Factory that's no longer there. I was born. There's a graveyard right in front of me, and right across from that is that Remington Arms Factory, which they did an episode of Ghost Adventures there.
And don't forget Dracula Drive.
Dracula, yeah, the Melonheads, the Lady in White in Monroe, Dracula.
Mhm.
Drive.
I've
The
been
house
through-
I grew up in is
tried all that
haunted.
shit.
I'll tell you guys about it.
Same with us.
not considered horror, but bug. Oh, I did this. Okay. Let's go, Joe.
All
Next
right,
one.
so it's my turn.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to save the last two for something we haven't covered yet. And this one, when I do think of 90s horror, yes, it is Scream. But when it comes for me, the epitome for me is The Craft. Because
Mm.
again, this was
Forgot about that.
pre-Scream. We did a retro review on that. Please make sure to check it out. Because I was kind of worried that my brothers were going to sit here and just talk about how silly it is. And again, you always, when you review something with somebody, you worry about what they're going to think. And then listening to how much they actually loved it. I mean, this was you Robin True, hold on. Nev Campbell, Fairuza Balk. I mean, that bitch is like crazy. She's also like, I always thought she was beautiful in her own weird way.
Mm.
American History X is a great role that she had done.
Pick me
But
up.
like, this is like literally for me the epitome of 90s horror. Like, this is where my go-to. I fucking love this movie. I don't understand why I don't have a shirt. Adam, he's asleep because I texted him. That's why I left, so he can bring me a beer. He didn't respond, so I needed to go get it myself. My
So that's
butler
why
is
Joe
asleep.
was-
Yeah, I was like, can you get me a beer and a shot? And I'm like, standing, I'm looking at the door. I'm like, where is this guy at? So when I realized a couple minutes went by that I think he might just be watching it in the room and is not going to get out of the bed because he's watching us on there. But yeah, no, I like, check out our review on this. This is a fucking awesome movie. No, it's not gory. No, it's not like a slasher, but you got future Scream Queen, Nev Campbell, in here. And it's about witchcraft. And for a person who's into witchcraft and love witchcraft movies, it was one of the ones on screen where you saw actual magic being used. So that's why I put this one on here. Ricky.
Joe, let me ask you. I read this somewhere on a Reddit before, and I wanted to jot it down just because I knew you were gonna bring this up. So the four female characters, it represents like different elements. Is that you
Yes.
heard about that? So is that
Earth,
true?
wind, earth,
So
air.
yeah. Like Sarah represents the earth because she's the natural witch. That's agreeable, right? So Bonnie represents the air because most of the film, to start, she's invisible, right? And by the end of the movie, once she gets restored, she becomes like a force of nature in school, and she demands to be noticed essentially. And then Rochelle is water because she's the calmest, and she starts weakest, very meek, gets bullied a lot until she becomes a strong torrent of water and unleashes back. And then of course, obviously, Nancy, Fairuza Balk's character, uh, she is pretty much corrupted and angry. She's fire. So.
Fire.
Do you agree with all that?
Yeah.
That's all true?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I just recently found that I want to write it down and bring it up here because I knew you were gonna bring this up.
like if when you want everything, we joked about this because, like, again, when you guys had started the show, it was with Lindsay, and I messaged them and I said, guys, you guys did 3 corners of horror. It should actually be 4. There are 4 corners, and I could join the show. And so then I sat there and did,
it was
like,
3 corners because remember our original logo was a triangle.
but I like, for
Was there
me,
still
I
4
was,
corners there. Wait, that was 4 corners. You're right.
but I had sat there. I'm like, you need 4 corners. You need
That's why we got
4
rid of that, by
elements
the way. Yeah.
represented. You need all this stuff, And then I jokingly did a little, like, in my head spell, and Lindsay didn't jump on, and I'm like, damn, did this like go the wrong way? But yes, I mean, essentially, you need to represent the 4 corners, and they are all the 4 elements. It's your 4 basic elements, and those are supposed to represent. If you're gonna have everything, each person has to be able to represent everything you just finished saying. So yes, that's pretty much
that's cool. The 3 corners idea came from there's 3 corners of horror, meaning JR is one corner which represents like the found footage, international, slower paced films. I'm more like the 70s, 80s slasher and retro shit, gory zombie shit. You're the fucking guy that watched a Serbian
film.
Serbian film and
Robbie, have you ever seen that movie?
and all that shit. So
Robbie, you saw a Serbian
that's why
film?
there's 3 corners.
Yes, I
we
have.
cover all 3 of those
Wait.
aspects.
So Ricky, Robbie has seen a Serbian film.
That's okay.
And you
I
still
don't need to see it. I don't need to see it.
You don't need to see it. You don't.
I'm gonna
Joe,
find
I'm
a
sorry,
show
like-
that we're gonna do Yeah, I'm gonna get him to
Joey,
see this.
no, sorry, Ricky.
I know it's terrible. It's a horrible, horrible, horrible movie.
No, Joe doesn't like it, but he
I'm
likes.
not a fan of it.
No,
I'm
no,
not.
that's the whole point. You
I am
watch the
on the
movies no one else
sit.
does, so you
I
can
am
talk
on
about
the.
it.
You still need to watch them. Watch them.
I
Just because
understand.
you can say you saw.
Just
them.
like you made me watch Cannibal Holocaust, and I was like, I hate the animal deaths, but
What did it happen?
Not a
sorry.
bad. That movie is like
It's not certain.
Disney compared to Serbian film.
And that's why I will not watch it.
Yeah.
Robbie,
So-
how about the crowd? Robbie, talk to us, brother.
Can I tell you? I didn't see this movie until last October.
I thought you were gonna tell me you've never seen it.
No, it took me a long time to see it, and it's always surreal. First,
my
loved it,
God.
really enjoyed it. But it's always surreal when you see a movie after so long of hearing quotes,
Same.
seeing images from it,
Yep.
seeing kind of out of context clips from it, and then you finally sit down and you watch the whole thing. So I feel like when I was watching it, I felt like I'd already seen it, but I hadn't. I just seen so much with it. I'm glad that I finally got to sit down and just give it a proper watch.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. Veruza Balk is, just the fire, if you will, that kind of powers the engine of the film. It's I love it.
Robbie, you just hurt my heart for some reason. I don't know why. I mean,
Why?
because this is also like big for our community for specific reasons when you see what the characters go through. So it's like one of those.
I know.
And I understand, but I'm like, what? Like, and you love Scream. So how did
It
you
was-
not see
yeah,
like, before
because-
Party, because you see Party of Five, and then
But,
was this.
yeah.
And,
But there's a reason though. It's like this movie was what, 96? Just before
96,
Scream,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Because Scream was my gateway into horror, pretty
It's
much.
crazy because this
Uh,
was a lot
and
older
so-
than Scream, and it's
I know. it's crazy.
because Nev Campbell was this is before Scream, so this is where she was discovered, was this movie. She became a megastar with the Scream franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I misjudged this film early on. Like, when I was 10 when I saw Scream. So when I had no interest in seeing a film entirely about women. I was like, but now I see clearly how
Joe,
it inspired
imagine-
our
that's
community and everything.
crazy, yo. Watch it. Man, I can't imagine being 10 years old watching Scream. I was at 10 years old.
Oh,
at 10
I was
years old,
terrified. You can't-
I was watching
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. And
Oh
I
my
feel
God.
old, man. Yes, that live stream. That's right. She did. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
She cosplayed. Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
And she wanted a coffee, mom. Oh, okay. Talking to Miss Frida Fritz there.
All right. Ricky.
All right. Right. It's my turn.
Yep.
My last one, right? Or is it two more?
Mm-mm.
My last one, right? Yeah. My last one. Here we go.
No, we got two more.
Is it?
Yes.
My bad. I'm sorry. You're right.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
ready? I got you. This is another film. Joe, all my picks are because of you. Now, I picked this. I've never seen it. Joe did an episode of The Psychologist Is In. And this forced me to watch it because I always pull up clips from movies. And like, oh, man, I don't want to get spoiled. So I had to watch it because I heard bad things. But unfortunately, the good thing, they were all fucking, I was wrong. This movie's fucking excellent. The Exorcist fucking 3. William Peter Blatty. Oh, man. I didn't realize, too, the original director of 1 came back and did this. Is that true, Joe? He didn't do part 2, right?
No.
Incredible.
Heretic.
Oh, no, let's not talk about the Heretic.
Heretic is a heretic.
And that's probably why I never watched this movie. I was like, oh, no, fuck this. But to make it quick, this movie is masterfully creates one of the best jump scares in all of cinema. I mean, you have one still shot, and you got I love how they put the policeman in the background. Just, one guy gets up and, hey, come here, guy walks out. There's a lot of movement in the background to kind of throw you off. And the lady walks into one room, comes out, and then suddenly everything. And the thing, there's no sound, no music, nothing. All you hear is like the jingling of her keys, the footsteps, the door creaking as she's opening it. It's incredible. And then all of a sudden, when she walks past you, and then the quick pushing of the camera, and you see that ghoul with the knife, or I guess it's a mental patient with a hood on, go after her. And instead of showing you gore or violence, it just cuts to this shot of this beheaded statue. It's just perfect. It's a masterclass of filmmaking. The acting in this movie is incredible. I love how they brought back what's his Father
Timmy.
Karras. Father
Father Karras.
Karras got brought back in here in a way, and then you got man, we
Brad
just brought him
Dourif.
up earlier.
Mhm.
Brad
Brought him up
Dourif.
earlier, Brad Dourif.
Our second, because I did this when we did the
Yeah.
last one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people in our movies that cross over. Brad Dourif, second one.
Yeah, it's just that false sense of security that they added in that scene again. I just keep going back to that, but it's just they not only they gave you a movie with a good story, good acting, you're engaged the entire time, and oh my god, and it's scary. This movie is really scary at times. It's just I'm just so mad I took so long to watch it. And Joe again, I gotta give Joe props. He put me onto this one too because if it wasn't for him doing that episode, I probably wouldn't have watched it. So I
George C.
wanted to
Scott.
throw it in here because,
George C.
George
Scott.
C. Scott, man. It's crazy because going back to he was in Firestarter as I can't believe that. Like Jesus.
Playing a Native American in that
And
one. So
I think we just did. I think horror the 80s or 70s. I
Oh my
think.
God, he did.
Did I put Jesus Christ, the movie the
the
Haunted-
Changeling.
the Changeling.
Changeling, yeah.
Which
I-
starred him.
Was that 80s or I don't remember now.
It was
80s, right?
1980, yeah.
Yeah,
So
it
that
the
was our
80s.
80s.
Yeah.
He's in that. He's fucking great. What a
Yeah.
good actor. So yeah, this movie rocks, Joe. Anything? I know you talked about it ad nauseum. So
again, I'll be short. It still holds, as you said, one of the best jump because when I said, "Hey, we're gonna do this episode," and then I rewatched it, I still fucking jumped at that scene, even though you've seen this movie a whole bunch.
just
You're
when
still-
those again, everything's quiet, and then those
Yes!
strings, and there's a
you're
push
just
in it.
sitting there, and I'm like sitting
You're
there,
not
and I
expecting
jumped,
it.
and I'm
You're
like, I
not.
messaged you right after. I'm like, fuck, I forgot about this damn scare scene in here. But yes, I mean, this is, it's unfortunate that the Exorcist trilogy got screwed with the Midway one.
Yeah.
Because again, this is Exorcist 3 is Season of the Witch in a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
This is another one we've done where the third one is like Season of the Witch.
Good show.
Robbie?
I really enjoy this one. I think this is like a good balance because it has the kind of wild narrative swings of part 2, but it also goes back to the very much more simple kind of horror of the first one. I think we lost Ricky again.
No, I'm here.
Oh, you're here there. Sorry.
I'm just.
I heard a beep and then I saw. Sorry. But no, George C. Scott's great. Brad Dourif is incredible in this movie. He's like a monologue in the middle of the film that's magnetic, and it's rare that we get monologues in horror movies. And it's rare that we get such like pure dialogue scenes that are almost like theater in a way. I need to see this one again. It's been a couple years, but this has inspired me to go back and rewatch it. And as for that jump scare, I wasn't ready the first time, and I actually like one of the jumps. It's one of those scares where like I actually clutched my chest and I was like, "Oh my god!" And then years later, I was smoking up with a friend, and I had a clip. I had a YouTube clip of it on my phone. I was like, "Hey, dude, come here," and I didn't give him any context. I said, "Oh, it's a clip from a movie," and so you're just sitting there watching it, the entire long shot of the hospital corridor, and just when he's like, "Rob, what am I watching?" Oh my god! So in and out of context, that scene just.
That's how you do
Perfect.
a jump scare, bro.
Yeah.
Not this new shit they be doing now. Every 2 seconds, like a loud noise and something in your face. Just
No,
go back
it's-
and watch all the little intricacies that they added to that
Yeah.
scene to
Everything.
to keep you off guard, bro. Then when it gets you, man.
Didn't have any strings kind of leading you into it. Didn't have
No?
any no indication that was going to happen.
Oh,
Those are the
so
best
good.
ones.
So good.
So,
let me grab these real quick. Guys, you can talk.
I'm gonna take while you're looking at them. I'm gonna lead in Robbie's next one because I do know this one, and if I do step on your toes on any of this, I apologize.
Yeah, go ahead.
But again, for a long time, the Academy just continues ignoring horror, ignoring performances, and this was another one where 2 performances were nominated. And I will say the supporting one, she got robbed on this one.
Hmm
So Rick, while you keep going with these
Go ahead.
Oh, but yeah, so again, the '90s started getting horror definitely being recognized, and you got the introduction to a writer and director that for the longest time has had to basically replicate this. And what is it, Robbie?
The Sixth Sense by M. Night Shyamalan in 1999. This movie is just an absolute masterpiece in the supernatural horror genre. Um, and like you said, it's one of the very, very few. It's even fewer of supernatural horror that get nominated for Oscars. This one was nominated for Best Picture, Director, Screenplay, and Haley Joel Osment and Toni Collette were nominated for Supporting Actor and Actress. Arguably should have won. I think Toni Collette
Both.
should. I think both, but definitely Toni Collette should have won. Just
Mm.
considering the competition. Um, this is a beautiful film, and it's like you said, it kind of set up M. Night Shyamalan for failure because number one, it's perfection, but also it kind of any film that he released afterwards, people were expecting this kind of game-changing twist,
And
which
it
you
sucked.
can't, and it sucks because that in a lot of cases that's not even what he was going for, but it happened to work brilliantly for this film. I'm assuming that everyone's seen it, that Bruce Willis has been dead the whole time, and when you look back in this film, and every time I show it to someone who somehow has not heard the twist, I marvel at how clever it is, the way that it's shot, the way it's constructed, that it never tips its hand, and it's almost impossible to guess. No one in the theater, I remember seeing in the theater when I was about 13, no one saw that shit coming. And people were in the lobby were just talking about it. And it's so subtle that at the age of 12, I didn't get it. I didn't understand what was happening. And I was like, wait, what happened? They're like, oh, he has been dead all the time. I was like, no, 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 no. And then when I watched it again, sure enough, any shot that you think that he was talking to someone is just really cleverly, you're only seeing the beginning of a scene or the end of the scene, or there's just some clever way around it. But for me, this film, the more that I watched it, it strikes me at, and I don't know if this is what he intended. For me, it's about empaths and the kind of emotional burden that they
Yep.
take on. You have Cole, who is helping he learns how to harness his gift of seeing dead people, hearing their story, helping them pass, helping them right a wrong, helping their story be heard. And I think about people who have the skill, not the skill, but the gift of empathy, and they take on people's shame, people's sadness, people's guilt, and it's just a heaviness that they carry with them. And it's not good or bad. It is. It just and
It sucks.
yeah, yeah,
It
it
sucks to
does.
be that way.
It absolutely does, and that's kind of what resonated with me the last time that I watched it. Again, I don't know if that's what Shyamalan was going for, but that's what I took as the kind of deeper meaning to this film. And I love the scene with and Bruce Willis is great, but the scene between Haley Joel Osment and Toni Collette in the car, where the mother and the son finally get to see each other and be honest with each other, is just like how you can watch that scene and not sob at the end of it.
I cry
I
every
don't.
time.
Every single time,
I cry
and it's
every
not.
time.
And it's not just what he's saying to her, but it's how
It's
she's reacting to it.
her.
And you
It's
see her.
her.
You can see her seeing everything that he's describing in her head, like those moments with her mom. Her dancing and her disappointment and not seeing her mother out there. It just like that is one of the most affecting scenes that I've ever seen in a movie,
Yeah.
and I love how it's the last time you see both those characters, and it's just like that they're going to be okay, and that they're finally. It strikes me as almost like a coming out scene where that it's terrifying for him, it's confusing for her, but they're going to be okay.
The mutant just told his mother my power, and the mother realizes my child has a mutant power.
Hmm.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There's
Ricky, many
Ricky,
ways
did
to
you
go.
just go
to
like, oh shit? This is a mutant. I mean, granted, it's supernatural. But
No, I'm saying like
but wait,
Robbie
but-
had
but
the
Robbie-
perfect
Robbie-
analogy for it. Joe comes in with the
oh
mutant.
no, he paused.
They both
I'm
work.
saying-
They both work. No, I
I'm
don't mean
saying,
that.
but Robbie started it when he started Empath.
No, yeah.
Meaning,
No, listen, Joe. When we did this movie not too long ago, remember for our retro review, what's the
Mhm.
first thing I said about this movie? This movie's great. The acting is phenomenal. Haley Joel Osment and Bruce Willis, their chemistry was off the charts.
Tony, all three.
But hold on, no, I'll get to that. But the thing that really stood out to me and that I love the most about this movie, and I said it when we did our review, the scene that Robbie brought up, the scene in the
Yeah.
car, the real human to human mother and son connection, just a real conversation that is grounded. But yeah, they're talking about like fantasy, but it's grounded where, like you said, you could put any subject matter there and anyone could connect to that. And the acting, and again, I didn't even know until after the movie was over that was Toni Collette. I was like, unrecognizable, but still a powerhouse.
She was like in her early 20s in that movie.
Yeah, I
This
didn't.
this was after Muriel's wedding.
Great.
She was a kid basically in this movie. Yeah. Playing a single mom.
No,
Yeah,
real
that
quick,
scene.
before we move on though, was there a movie before this?
I wanted to say
that-
something more. But,
No. Oh, I'm sorry. It's getting a little. Nah, I'm sorry.
I
Go
know,
ahead.
But
I know Joe runs long. That's why.
I do not. Oh my god.
Well,
That's
now you do. Now you're. Joe's getting buzzed. I know it.
No, stop it. You're holding me up. When you were describing it, that's the beauty of this movie. And Rick said the same thing. Like when you were describing it, I started getting emotional already because I'm in my head thinking of that scene. It's a rewatch. I saw this in the theater when it came out, and like I can tell you right now, when it got to the big reveal, the theater was in silence, and then the collective I mean, that's this movie, and it unfortunately M. Night bears that he's got to try to repeat this, and we have another M. Night coming up. It's called Remain with Jake Gyllenhaal. But this movie, it's another one of those that when again, the Oscars recognize performance in horror. They did not award it because both Haley and Tony should have gotten. Actually, Bruce, all three of this should have. This movie should have been. This movie should have been the fucking Silence of the Lambs. The next, like basically, it should have been all the way around. This was one of them. It should have been movie, directing, screenplay, best actor, supporting actor. And even though she was best supporting actress, she was actually the main actress. So it should have been best actress. Like this is one of those, like it's a chef's kiss.
Yeah. I agree.
It's so good. And you're right, like that scene in the car works so well because we've seen these characters, mother and son, just trying to understand each other. He's not opening up, but she desperately wants to connect to them, and she's confused. She's scared of him because she doesn't know what he has to tell her. So by the time that it reaches that point, it does what so few movies, what many movies strive for, but so few movies achieve, which it earns that moment.
Yeah.
You know, it lays all the groundwork so that you can let just the simplicity of the dialogue and the performances. No one speaks above a whisper in that scene, and it's just so like, and the fact that I watched the movie many, many times and I still cry every single time, something was happening there.
The girl that he helped, she was on the OC. The actress.
Misha Barton, yeah.
Misha Barton.
Misha Barton was the little girl. Sorry.
She disappeared, huh? I haven't seen her.
Yeah, it seemed like she at some point she just wasn't interested anymore.
She
but,
was everywhere at one point during the 90s. Yeah.
Right.
I recently saw her in like she did like a BBC whodunit. She was like the lead detective on a murder mystery or something like that, like an Agatha Christie kind of thing. And I was like, oh, it's her. But yeah,
it's her.
It's the ghost from.
That's not a good sign, right there.
It's the puking ghost. But no, but like, good luck to M. Night Shyamalan, I love Signs. I like elements of The Village. I like parts of some of his films, but I don't know if he'll ever. For me, I don't know if he'll ever top this.
We'll find out because I think it's called.
We'll find out.
Isn't that crazy? How he made a lot of good films, but he peaked at The Sixth Sense. If you think about it,
it's a perfect.
Wow,
film.
that's crazy to think about.
It is.
Yeah.
All right. So mine, it's directed by Robert Rodriguez, and we talked about some movies that had a bunch of cast. This is probably one of the biggest with up and comers that I can think of that we covered in the 90s. So this has Jordana Brewster, Clea Duvall, um, Josh Hartnett, Sean Hatosi, Selma Hayek, Famke Janssen, the great Piper Laurie, BB Newworth, Robert Patrick, Usher Raymond, John Stewart, and Elijah Wood. And that
John
is
Stewart.
Stacked.
the faculty.
Yeah.
The reason I love the faculty and one of Rick's favorite movies is The Thing. I find that the faculty was the 90s version of The Thing because it did the element of when they were all trying to figure out, well, what if it's you? What if it's you? The faculty did the same thing. And I had Adam watch this again because I told him, hey, we're doing the 90s. And I showed him all you guys' list and we're going through everything. And he's like, I haven't seen the faculty in a while. And then he's watching it and then he's like, is it this person? Is it this? I'm like, ooh, is this like a first or second watch for you? But the faculty, I fucking it's just it sits there right in between with the craft for me. Because when it comes to the 90s, this is another peak 90s movie with a big fucking cast that you have seen you're basically seen throughout horror and throughout all other genres. But I love that it gave the new generation their version of The Thing. If they did not realize it, and if you did not know that, go check out The Thing. And if you love this movie, you're going to go, holy shit. It is almost the same thing. It's a younger cast. And again, we just got a new TV and it's fucking huge. I didn't see this one in the theater. But when it got to the scene where Clea, she's running, and you got the alien and she jumps through and the water comes behind. I'm like, that's still a great scene for me when it comes to this movie. So that's why this one had to be on here, because The Thing is everybody loves it. It became a cult classic. The faculty will become the cult classic the same way that The Thing did. And it's going to all sit for the same thing. Alien taking possession. And which one of you might have been possessed?
Interesting.
Ricky, I'm going to you because you are The Thing.
You mentioned The Thing. I never thought about that comparison because I always associated this with Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Same. Yeah.
But but when you said who is who, I could compare. I never put that together, but it's an Invasion of the Body Snatchers with a modern twist for the time. It's a Robert Rodriguez film. He added is super stylized with action and violence in it. Quirky cast of characters. I mean, you up and comers at the time like Josh Hartnett, for example. He went outside of Hollywood and brought in Usher. And then there's the veterans in there. I mean, I don't want to call Robert Patrick at the time a veteran, but he was one of the older cast members
after
here.
Terminator.
And then I forgot her name, but
Piper Laurie.
No, I don't know who.
Carrie's mom is Piper Laurie.
I'm talking about I forgot her name, but she was in Frasier. She was Frasier's
Baby Newer.
Baby Newer.
Baby Newer. There you go. Yeah. She was in it.
She's Broadway.
Yes. That's what I mean. The variety and just the different types of actors and actresses that they assembled for this film was great. Then you got my man Frodo Baggins in here too. Like
Yes.
like it's this cast is incredible when you think about that. And then John Stewart, from all people, he's never in horror films. He's a comedian guy. He does whatever his daily shows are. He's in this, and almost everyone meets on horrible fucking death here. And of course you got it's a lot of CGI, but it's not terrible, but it's mixed with a lot of practical, which is nice. The CGI is used to enhance the practical.
Still looks good,
and it holds up.
It
It
still
does.
looks good.
It holds
Yes.
up. No, it holds up. And it's quirky and it's supposed to be stupid. Like the drugs, that's the savior of humanity is the drugs. Like it's such a fun movie. You could put this on whenever and have a great time. I don't see how anyone could dislike this film. It's so much fun.
Robbie.
Oh God, words can't describe how much I adore this movie. I love this one. And similar to Urban Legend, when I can't think of what I want to watch, I'll put on one of those and always have a great time. I do agree with both of you. I think it's equal parts The Thing and Invasion of the Body Snatchers. There are
I didn't
elements
think
from
of
both that.
invasions, by the way. I will say that's a great thing. I didn't look at it that way. I did go the thing, but invasions is actually, and I think I had that one on my list when we covered it when we did one of the other ones. So
It
yeah,
was on there. It was on
Well,
there.
I
yeah,
mean, the,
no, like I'm glad you guys actually put that into my perspective because it does fit.
but to be fair though, that testing scene with the stuff, whatever they call it, guaranteed to jack you up. That scene is lifted totally from The
With
Thing,
the thing,
and
yes.
and I would
And the
also
head.
argue, and the head, like there's shots where it's like that's totally from John Carpenter, but also in addition to those two, I think it's equal parts, and it's apropos that Kevin Williamson wrote this. A lot of it has to do with Scream, because the reason why those kids survive is not because they necessarily like or trust each other early on. What helps them survive is that they've all read these books, they've all seen these
their
movies,
knowledge in
and
this
they're
stuff.
openly discussing the tropes as they're observing the student
That's
body and the
right.
faculty
Kevin Williams
Yeah.
kind of
did
behaving.
that.
They're like,
Holy
they're like,
shit.
wait a minute, this is from Ray Bradbury or whatever. Like they're like, and they're openly talking about it. It's part of the script. They're taking the subtext, as with Scream, they're taking the subtext and making it part of the open dialogue about the genre and about the script and about the you know, just it's just really fun how they openly kind of discuss the sci-fi horror subgenre in a sci-fi and horror film. But yeah, and the cast is stacked. I love how you know, like a lot of these people, like Sean Hennessy, I think recently won an Emmy Award. So like all
For
these
the pit.
for The Pit, Clea Duvall's directing movies. Josh Hartnett is back and killing it. Elijah Wood is a legend. And of course, you have the older faculty members, all of whom had incredible careers.
Hello,
So like
Piper
the cast
Laurie
is really
Carrie's
stacked.
mom.
Who's
Oh
Piper
yeah,
Laurie? Who is Piper Laurie?
She's
She is-
Mentioning her.
what-
Actress wise, what was she in?
she was
That one?
Carrie's mom.
In
They're
the
all gonna
original
laugh
Carrie?
at you.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know her
They're all
name.
gonna laugh at you. Yes.
She's
in-
the yeah. At the beginning, she's like the
Oh.
blouse and the glasses, and then she
She was
comes
Right,
up with
glad,
her hair
yeah,
down.
she got like that. The teacher back in the 90s that you had like that look. But yeah, that's
Here's a
like
fun
I-
fact for you guys though. Do you know what special day this movie was released?
Look, Christmas, right?
Ah, you guys look. See,
Was
I
it?
did. To be fair, I didn't know that. I looked at the poster. Wait a minute. This came out on Christmas?
And Scream
awesome.
2, I not Scream 2, but Scream as well, I think also came out on or just before Christmas.
We
Which
need
is
more
so
movies
weird.
like this.
I do want to
Yeah.
say that one of the characters on here is also John Abrams from the scary
Yep.
movies. He played like he's one of the
Yep.
couples that the girl's like fuck you and she's hitting him. But it's like everybody you can pick up so many people that were throughout this movie. But like
Yeah.
I'm glad because another thing, Rick, you put Event Horizon. We included sci-fi in here
Oh, yeah,
as far
yeah.
as horror for the year. Because
What's
this was
that's telling us there was a lot of good sci-fi horror in the 90s.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what that's saying.
all right.
And
so-
and similar to Urban Legend, we have another ultimate antagonist who I didn't see coming. I should have seen it coming, but I didn't realize
Yeah,
that
yeah,
it was
that's
Little
true, that-
Miss
You didn't
Maybell, whatever
see
her name
it?
was. No, I didn't see it coming. Like because watching the
didn't
movie
see-
again,
I'll be honest, I didn't think about
take
it
the
either,
focus
yeah.
off of her for long stretches.
You don't
of
think
time.
about that, yeah. You don't
Yeah.
think it's
All
not
right.
a who. The movies, to be
So-
fair, Joe, the movies that are who done it. So you're not thinking about who's you know. What
Yeah,
I'm
there's
saying?
like you're not
It's
thinking
who
that
it
there's like a
is.
master.
because there's so
alien.
much
When-
shit getting thrown at you. You're not thinking about that, which is
I
clever.
want to get.
That's
I want to
clever.
give the first watch. I didn't realize it was her. When you watch it again,
Oh yeah, we were watching. In
you can
hindsight,
start.
Yeah.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But when you watch it again, you can clearly see where she planted all
Oh, hell yeah.
the seeds
Yeah,
all the
that
way
was
throughout.
Cool. That was cool.
You know,
That's a
and by
great
the way,
twist.
and the fact that she's like, so no dose is your secret thing. You know, it's like back in the day, especially during the 90s, that was like ecstasy days. So like that's why that like the drug thing was funny that it was introduced here. And by the way, I'm Frankie Jansen. Oh my god. When she went off on Josh Hartnett, but she was all very sexual. When I watched it again, I was like, God damn. And she's hot in this movie. Yeah, Rick's like,
Of course.
hey, no, your face.
I'm not gonna
what I'm
deny
talking
it.
I mean,
about.
between that and House on Haunted Hill, she's really hot when she's angry and like
Bro,
Yeah.
laying
no,
into
hold on.
someone.
Goldeneye. Come on.
in
man.
Goldeneye.
Oh,
Zinnia
Goldeneye.
on top.
Jesus Christ. That's the first time I've seen her.
All right, so we're at the last round. So
There we
Ricky,
go.
what's your last
I'm
one?
gonna make this short and sweet. I'm gonna pop it up right now because I saw this in the theater. A Tim Burton joint. This. Let me ask you something. This movie just screams Halloween time. This movie, the
Yeah.
atmosphere itself in this film is a character.
This
I
is
mean-
this is New England, by the way, because we're all
Yeah.
from New England. That's why you love it. This is like when you watch it. This is literally the lore
Yeah.
of living in New England.
It's
This
a-
is one of the big ones.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fantastic creative team. Tim Burton, and they got Danny Elfman. Oh, we didn't mention this before, but I cut off. But Danny Elfman also scored Nightbreed, and he scores this film, obviously. And this music, I always say, it makes the movie for me on a personal level. A movie has to have a memorable score. That's one thing that's missing in modern horror, in my opinion. If you go back to the 70s and the 80s, a movie starts and it got that theme, you automatically know what it is, and you get brought back to that. And movies don't do that no more. But this movie here, it's great. It's whimsical, but it still evokes horror. It's violent. It's got a lot of good gore in it, but yet it doesn't. It's more gore, but it's silly. A lot of decapitations, but I mean, Johnny Depp, Christina Ricci, Christopher Lee, Ian McNervett, Christopher Walken. I mean, I could go on and on. The cast in this movie is fucking great. I remember too. This came out around 99. I believe this is, and Star Wars Episode 1 was out, and Ray Park, who played Darth Maul, was also the stunt double for the Headless Horseman. So whenever
What?
he's the Headless Horseman and he's killing and fighting, that's Ray Park. That's Darth Maul. So you didn't know that, Joe? There you
No.
go.
Once you know it, you can tell. You can see it
explain
now.
You
that
can
when
tell.
you said that and you saw the moves. That
There's
he
one.
did,
There's one scene where he go with the knife. Like,
Yeah.
dag, that's Darth Maul. So,
now, as soon as you said that, my brain went every move that he made. I'm like, dude,
yeah,
that's fucking
we're running long. I would say a lot more, but I really wanted to add this here because this is a movie. I don't know if GR did it. We haven't really covered this movie on our channel, I don't think.
We have not.
But this, to me, is this is how you make a film like this. It's got the Halloween feel. It's whimsical, like I mentioned before, but it is. And Tim Burton did not shy away from keeping the violence in a movie like this.
No.
Because Tim Burton's not really known for like gore and stuff. But I'm glad he kept it intact because this movie, it's a Headless Horseman. He cuts people's heads off to obviously because he lost his. But great movie, funny, scary, and it's got Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci as your two leads, and Christopher Walken as your villain. It's a recipe for success. So yeah.
The only thing I would say about the movie is that growing up, Ichabod Crane had a long, pointy nose. So I think they should have put a prosthetic on Johnny Depp's character.
Who knows? They probably tried and was like, that looks too fake, too goofy.
Well, but when you put this on, and I gave Adam a list. He's like, let's do Sleepy Hollow. All of a sudden he goes, I never saw this movie. I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, you're from New York.
Yeah.
Like Sleepy Hollow is an urban legend in New York. How
this was
did
a
you
theater
not?
experience for me, right?
Yes,
here,
I
bro.
mean this was an awesome movie.
Lexi agrees. Love the movie. Badass Headless Horseman.
I love Christina. She's
She
fucking
was
awesome.
yeah. This was
You got
she was. This was peak
Miranda
Christina Ricci here.
Richardson.
Miranda Richardson. Yep.
Her
good shout.
role, especially when she revealed herself and with that outfit she had on,
Great.
she's like, "Bitch, I'm here." So listen, this
No.
is the reason you're gonna fucking die.
It takes a great actress to make that work.
Oh my god, when she showed up and
Agreed.
she's like stepmother, and she's like,
Stepmother.
yes, hi, I'm still alive. You're gonna die because you're the last one. No, this was an awesome. Actually, I'm glad you put that on here because it is. I think because it doesn't fit the horror mold because it's Tim Burton, so it gives it the eclectic feel to it.
Yeah.
But people
That's
don't
what makes it
listen.
special, bro. Yeah.
He fucking chopped Casper Van Dien from
That's right. Casper Van
Starship
Dien was in this
Troopers.
movie. He got fucked
He
up.
didn't even chop his head off. He was like, shh, and
At the
just-
time,
and
remember,
half
he
his
was at the
body
He's
fell down.
he's in 3 different pieces.
Yeah, he was
Yes.
a hot up and coming actor, and you see him here, and you think, oh, he's not the lead, and he gets done.
Yeah,
so,
no.
you know.
I
And
mean,
who's
but
the,
again,
Jeffrey Jones? Is that the actor's
hold on,
name?
because
He's
I'm
in
gonna
here
bring him
too.
up. I'm gonna bring him
Oh,
up. I got. Hold on, but I will say though, it because again, we are from, especially us three. We're from the New England area. Growing up before internet, before you can look things up, you heard about Sleepy Hollow and the legend of it. We all grew up thinking that the Hellas Horseman was going to be real. And fucking Tim Burton made the Headless Horseman become real. So it's a good choice, Rick.
Thank you, sir.
Robbie, anything you want to say on the movie?
I'll just say, like, in October, I have a short list of of movies that I like to watch. Trick or Treat, Hocus Pocus, Halloween. There's a few other ones, and Sleepy Hollow is a must for the month. I can't not watch it because, as you said, it drips Halloween. Every shot just oozes the spirit of the holiday.
Yep.
And I'll just say, I love how Tim Burton was able to kind of synthesize Washington Irving, American folklore is like the spine. You have the operatic, style and bombast of Hammer horror, but then you also have the gore and the whodunit aspect of a slasher. Put them
Yeah.
all together, and there's Sleepy Hollow.
All
I
right.
like that.
So,
Yeah,
well, the last round, Ricky, what's your last one?
that was my last one.
Oh, wait. Oh, so all right. So damn it.
Robbie.
All right, Robbie.
Well,
am
so
on the
this
bus,
one
sorry.
is this one is a controversial choice, I think. Now, back in the day, it was groundbreaking. It still is. It's the Blair Witch Project from 1989. Um, and I think, and it's interesting because right now you bring this up, and if you bring up to 10 people, half the people will love it, half the people will say it's dog shit. I love this one, and I love it because of its simplicity. And I think, just to make a long story short, I think it does what a lot of found footage movies do wrong, which they make it overly Hollywood in a way. They answer a lot of questions, they show too much, that everything is neat and tidy by the end. This movie sells the concept that someone found this tape and all the missing information that comes with it, and just, it really convinces you that this is exactly what it says it is. It's just something that was found in the woods, and the experience of these people. And the leads aren't particularly likable. You don't see anything. Very little is answered. And anything that you do get by the end, any sort of answers, are just things that you're putting together from what was told for you in the very beginning. Like with the standing in the corner, the house of Rustin Parr, and all that other stuff. So I love the sense of mystery and unknown behind it. And just I'm a sucker for, like, just going into the woods and just getting not lost like this, but just kind of just, at night. I just think that it's a terrifying film for all the things that it doesn't show, and I think that's the reason why a lot of people rag on it today. But I maintain that it is a benchmark film in found footage and horror because it doesn't give you those answers and it doesn't let you off easy.
You know, the people who rag on it today are the people who weren't there to witness this in its infancy.
Yeah, no.
Because people who are watching this today, they experience so many more modern found footage films, right, that are done better. But when this came out, this was pre like social media, so internet was at its infancy. I mean,
Thank
this is
you.
there's
Thank
no
you.
there's no Facebook, no MySpace, no X, no Twitter, whatever you want to call it. They have message boards, right? They have forums. Blair Witch had its own website, and it was very like very it wasn't nothing special, right? But it told you the story like if it was real. And yes, we probably knew it wasn't, but at the time there was
It's
nothing
real.
like
Actually,
this. So
it is.
it,
It is
it-
a like it is a real thing though.
anyway,
No.
so when you go into this movie at the time when this first Joe, what year was this? 1999? No, what
Yeah.
year was this? 99, right? So when
99.
you go into this movie, you're in a theater full of a lot of people that have got it in the back of their mind. Is this real? No, it can't be real. It can't. Let's watch. Let's watch. And they didn't remember. Now, movies like Cannibal Holocaust already did exist, but these motherfuckers ain't see it. They never even heard of that fucking movie. So when they watch this, to them, there's nothing. This was the first found footage for me. I never saw those films back when this came out, you know? So when you watch it, you don't think about, oh, these characters are annoying. All they're doing is screaming. All they're doing is swearing. They're horrible actors, blah, blah, blah. You're not thinking that. You're thinking, God, this is real. Like, wait, no, this
Hmm.
can't be real. This can't be real. Then you mentioned you don't get answers, you don't get no closure, and I love that. You're not supposed to. It's supposed to leave you like, God dag. And even had the actors like drop off the face of the
Yeah.
planet. Wait, are they
They
really?
And
couldn't.
I,
You know what I
Yeah.
and
mean?
I'll because we covered this for the retro
Yes,
review,
yes,
but
yes,
you
yes.
keep going, because
So
I'll
this movie, as far as it ain't the first found footage, but this is the most influential found footage. This is the movie that set it off.
Cannibal Holocaust is one of the first found footage ones.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
last broadcast was 2 years before this one, a
Right.
couple years before.
So
But
it's not the first,
yeah,
but again
Yeah.
for me going and watching it. Everyone left the theater. I mean, I was legit scared watching it. I'm not gonna lie. Like when you first at the end, when you walk in and you see not Joshua Leonard, who's the other kid?
Michael.
Michael. You see Michael just facing the wall, and the girl screaming at him, and she gets knocked over. You're like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah, what is this? You didn't go to a movie and experience something like that. Now people will see it. Oh, this is a cop out. That's going blah blah blah. But if you had, this is the kind of movie where you had to have been there
Yeah.
to appreciate the genius of the Blair Witch Project.
But to add to that, the reason why I chose this one was because I was on Reddit and there was like a found footage subreddit, and someone said, what would you say is the most convincing found footage movie of all time? Which one gives you the most convincing acting, the most convincing amount of information that we get, and the most convincing things that we're seeing or not seeing? And Blair Witch Project was the most popular answer. And I think that's absolutely why people today who are just now picking up on it might not like it, but the reason why it's for me the found footage movie, because it does everything right to convince you that this is a tape that someone just found, and it doesn't give you any more than that. It doesn't show you a CGI witch. It doesn't
It's
show
no,
you
no.
who's outside of
Nothing.
the tent doing what. You
It's
get
raw
only
footage.
what the people, what those three are experiencing, and nothing more.
Robbie, watch a movie now that's supposed to be found footage, and granted, now when it's found footage, 'cause back then they were using like camcorders and because they didn't have access to like now when you see found footage, it's amateur
Crystal clear.
filmmakers and
It's
they
crystal
got
clear.
all this equipment, so it's crystal clear, which it does make sense because the technology now is
Got
much
better.
more advanced. But
Yes.
that's what makes the Blair Witch more effective is it's raw and it's ugly and it's sloppy and the editing and everything is just so amateurish because they're not supposed to be legit filmmakers. So
Yeah.
yeah, I wanted to just add that because you brought up a good
Well,
point there.
Rick brought up, because again we covered this in a shameless plug, a retro review. Rick brought up like the whole what happened was this was at the infancy of the internet. They did a great internet, like people were checking in, they did a website.
Like a
It made
scavenger
it
hunt,
feel
right?
real.
Yeah, you had to keep.
When I saw this movie, I saw it. I didn't go to a regular theater. I went to like a pub theater, like so we're sitting there and we finish and we're like, oh, we're all quiet in the car. Everybody's like, was that real? And we're all talking about it. So in Florida, what y'all didn't know was that the actress that played the main did a Steak and Shake commercial. And all
Oh,
of a
she got
sudden
in trouble for that, didn't she?
she showed up
I heard
on our
about that.
on our
Yeah.
on our TVs,
She's
and we're like,
alive. She's
she's
alive.
alive, and everybody realized it wasn't real. But the Blair Witch is what actually started making found footage popularized.
You know what else was good too? If like me, because I was in it from the ground up. If you followed along the whole story of the characters pre movie release, by the time you got to the theater, you already had a connection with the three
characters.
characters.
Yes.
So you were already invested in their fates. Genius marketing.
Yeah, it
I
was.
mean, god dang, bro. Like,
It was.
that's
I mean-
guerrilla filmmaking right there.
The first time I saw this movie, it was at a party, and there was maybe like 10 or 12 of us. And we were kind of paying attention, and I was not in it at all. And like, nor could you be, like, because everyone's talking, they're talking back to the screen, they're, you know, treating it like any other horror movie. I saw it years later, freshman year of college, in my dorm room alone, just on this little screen, like no bigger than this laptop. And I was just like, my blanket up like this, just
Yeah.
terrified. And I couldn't look away the entire time. And I think that's what a lot of people now are missing. It's just patience, understanding quiet, build of dread and suspense, and letting the film come to you rather than being like, no, I need something to happen now. It's like letting it, just experiencing it and being with the characters. If you were one of them and you were lost and everything that you tried didn't work, how would you feel? You know,
I know we ran long. I apologize to you guys too.
It's not your
Everybody.
fault. What do you
no,
think?
No, no,
I'm
I
loving
know, I
this.
know, I know. But so I'm on the last one.
Last one, we're
and-
good. Last one.
All right. So for this one, this is a very like I'm surprised that JR hasn't covered it on his. It's a hidden gem. It's called Ravenous, released in 1999, directed by Antonio Bird. It stars Guy Pearce, Robert Carlyle, and now the second appearance of Jeffrey Jones. All right, that's why I said
Jeffrey
not just that, not
Jones.
just that. The second appearance of David Arquette on
Yeah.
here.
Jeremy
And
Davies, huh?
This is David Arquette.
No, I'm
David
looking at the posters
oh,
of Jeremy Davies.
and Jeremy Davis is also in this, yes. But like this is when you watch it, there's some funny parts in it that you realize it kind of you're like, oh wait, this is like a dark comedy type of horror movie. But it takes place back like I think it was like Civil War, and it covers folklore when it comes to the Wendigo. That if you eat human flesh, you take that person's essence, and so you're able to heal your wounds, especially if you get into a fight with someone. But it's cannibalism. We were talking about cannibal holocaust. It was just one of those that I feel that nobody talks about this one. It's Robert Carlyle delivers a great performance. He's from 28 weeks later, Rick, that Robert Carlyle. So it is, cannibalism and folklore all mixed into one. And you have this great cast, and it takes place in a time with no phones. You can't warn somebody about something. Neil McDonough, he's from the Arrow. Dude,
Neil
the guy's
McDonough reminds you of sci-fi, Memphis sci-fi horror movies.
the guy's been in so many things. Like this is one. Like I was
He's
like,
a sci-fi staple, bro.
I was just trying to think of something that because I knew what we were all going to talk about. Like we're getting closer to more recent stuff.
So I'm assuming
but
it's what year is this, Joe? 99?
1999.
Yeah.
And it's Adam saw it today for the first time, and he's like
Where?
sitting there watching it today. Oh,
Where?
I rented it. I did pay for it because I wanted because again, so there's some movies when we got all our lists. If I can't stream it, if there's one that we have to buy, I'm like, oh no, Adam, I want you to watch this one. And this is again, it's a weird movie. But it's so fucking awesome. And you have another yet up and coming actors that are all in here and older actors. And we're talking about cannibalism. And I mean, I'm the fucking fucked up person now here. So we haven't had cannibalism yet. So that's why I picked this one. Robbie?
I hate to be anticlimactic. I haven't seen this one either.
See?
But I
This
do
is
need
why
to.
I put it on
I'm
here.
sold though. I do want to watch it though.
You're going to fucking love it. Listen, Robert Carlyle, actually, because I want
The whole cast. I'm like, okay, well,
No spoilers.
Well, no, I'm not. So, Rick, you never saw this one either?
I've never seen this movie, bro.
So then, yeah.
It's not streaming, no. That's why I tried watching.
No,
it.
yeah. No,
I
like
can't- I
I
couldn't find
said, because I wanted to make sure to put
Now,
something on here.
I've
That
heard of it plenty. I knew
It's-
Guy Pearce was in it because my brother was all about this movie, bro. He always tried to scare me about like this was a real movie, cannibalism, people eating
Well, no.
people. So
the thing is, because it takes place. I want to say, actually, it was a Spanish-American War. That's how far along it was. So when you got the folklore in there, which is like JR, you love folklore.
it's
surprised
the
you haven't
Wendigo.
played
This movie?
Yes. Yeah,
Shit.
that's the only thing I'll reveal about it is that because the way it explains it, it's so natural, and so once it's explained and you watch the movie, everything that happens seems natural. But definitely check it out. Again, fucking Robert Carlyle. It's one of his best performances that I've seen. So now that I know you guys haven't seen
sold.
it, all right. So next week we are going to be doing another.
Hold
retro
on, let's get these
review.
comments over quick. Yeah,
Oh,
it's the
I'm
last
sorry.
comments. I don't want to ignore them. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
All right, P Rockzilla. Before that, I need some tunes, man. I gotta get new music, man. They still in the old classic horror theme. Here we go. We'll do our old Three Corners music. All right, let's get the comments. P Rockzilla. This movie was what Obsession did, but back in the 90s. What movie were we talking about?
Oh shit.
Blair Witch Project.
I'm
Like,
sorry, man. I
no.
didn't catch when that comment came through. But Obsession's great. I pre-ordered the Nikki Funko Pop, by the way. So you're gonna want that one, Robbie.
Yeah.
Go on the Funko Shop website, Funko.com. P Rockzilla, huge low budget hit. That's the Blair Witch Project
Blair
right
Witch.
there. Again, yeah, for the production money that went into it, still one of the biggest success stories in Hollywood. Joe, when you read my list, please add the Frighteners, 1998. What happened to that
Movie's
list,
crazy.
I'm scrolling up. And again,
JR and I covered that on What's Your Story. I was there too. I was on the Frighteners video. Great movie, by the way. Peter Jackson joint. Okay, my boys, gotta go. Love you all. See you all. Love you all and see you soon. All right, Frida, we love you too. We will see you.
all right. So here's Lexi list.
All right, let's see. Stir Records, Kevin Bacon, It, 1990.
That's an
the
awesome
series, right? I'm assuming.
No, dude. No,
It, yeah, It.
No.
I'm saying, but yeah,
Oh,
the
the
mini
miniseries.
series. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Tremors, we talk. Arachnophobia, Joe hates spiders.
Ugh.
7, oh yes.
Seven
and
is
the Frighteners.
awesome.
Seven's
good,
great.
Very a good list here. I'm a fan of all these movies actually. I can't say anything negative. Now I did see that for the first time not too long ago. I don't know, man. To me, it doesn't hold up, man. It's just I don't know. It's
Tim Curry's great.
Tim
the
Curry's
movie
great,
has
but
moments.
yeah, but watching the newer films and then going back and watch for the first time, going and watching that, it's I don't know. It's just I'm not a fan of like the back and forth. It's just too long. Like I don't know. It just took me out of it. But I could see why it became popular though, because Pennywise, Jesus
Tim Curry.
Christ. Tim Curry.
Curry.
I was gonna say Jeff Curry for some reason though. That means it's time for me to go. But Tim Curry was amazing on it. But again, it's just the structure. It's not the performances. It's got great actors. John Ritter. I did not even know John Ritter was in it. That's one of my favorites.
Olivia Hussey.
Olivia Hussey. Yes, I didn't know that. But it's just the format and the storytelling in it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the way.
It was
Watching
was
it probably
broadca-
week
it
to
was
week.
broadcast
How
on
many days
TV.
was it? 2 days?
No, I think
Two
it was
parts.
4.
But 2 parts?
Two
No,
parts,
they
yeah.
separated. Are you sure?
But how was it separated? Like
On the TV, I think when they did it on TV,
no, when they
could've sworn
first
separated.
aired it. How did they first air it?
I could have sworn it was like 4 parts.
I never saw it when they first aired it. I didn't. You know what it was? TV
I-
horror. It ain't for me, man. That means
Yeah.
it ain't gonna be graphic. It ain't gonna be no nudity. It ain't gonna be no cussing. I'm not interested in that shit.
But that's what
Back
they
then,
had
that's
done-
why I never
but that's
watched.
what I know, but that's what they had done with Steve, like the Tommy
But-
Knockers.
Yeah, I know.
um,
I know. But
Lethal
even
Things,
even
all
The
those.
Shining, the remake of The Shining with Steven
That's
Weber,
an awesome one.
made for TV. Yeah, I'm
That's
talking
an
about
awesome one.
1990
I know, but
Ricky. You know.
yeah.
What I'm
I know.
All
4
right,
parts,
and
Sunday
4
nights.
parts. So there you go. P Rockzilla, yeah, he would
Yeah.
know. He wants it, yeah.
Yeah.
So all right, so
wants
4
together.
Sundays, a whole entire month. Maybe if you watched it like that, it would be better. But watching it, like, I saw it in the whole, and I was like, oh, is this movie over yet? Oh my, I was driving me crazy. But
That's why you.
I understand why it's a cult classic though. So, all right, Joe, what we got going? What got coming up?
So next week is going to be a special broadcast. It's not going to be on Thursday. It's going to be on Wednesday. However, even though I'm announcing it, I'm going to be on vacation, so I won't be here. But Ricky and JR are going to be covering The Fly. It's going to be the next retro review.
Robbie
you can
blinked
talk, you
3
can talk.
times. You need
I know, I was talking. You read it.
It's the blue light, Ricky. You gotta get some war spectrums. Open the aura with some oranges and yellows. Joe's room looks like the back of the 80s cereal box, and Robbie's blink 3 times if you need help.
I need all the help I can get. I'm blinking right now.
But yeah, so make sure if you have not hit like or subscribe, make sure to do that. And with that, Ricardo, take us home.
Let's go, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Be good, stay safe. Thank you, Robbie Horror, but most of all, stay scared.
Mm.